up, dude? What up, dudes? I haven't prepped for today like I normally do because I've been scrambling a little bit today to get stuff done, but I think we're gonna talk about Taylor, right? What else is there to talk about? But if any of you guys have any links or whatever, aggregate them, get them ready, and when I ask for them, send them, all right? If there's any big stories, because I don't know anything that's happened today. But otherwise, I feel like Taylor is like all we ever need to talk about anymore. She wants to start the end. Let's let her. Let's find every Taylor and what's her name? Chaya. Every Taylor and every Chaya video ever. Voice analysis. Here we go, boys. He said, Chaya Raychick looks just like Taylor Lorenz. What the fuck? What's going on? I do a little goof and then I think I'm onto the stuff. What up, my little doodles? All right, we're going to 1.25 for this one. We're going to start real soon. Give me 2 seconds. Just got to pack a little thing, you know? A little pokeball for the road. I'm almost ready. KnitWitches.
All things pass into the night, and I say, oh no, sir, I must say you're wrong. I must disagree, oh no, sir, I must say you're wrong. Won't you listen to me? He told me, I've seen it all before. I've been there. I've seen my hopes and dreams lying on the ground. I've seen the sky just begin to fall. He said, all things pass
Through Taylor Lorenz, cause she is the best journalist. Yes, she is. She's the best ever was. Her name is Taylor Lorenz. Hey Taylor, why did you message Nicole, you fucking psycho? What the fuck were you thinking, girl? I don't think it was that smart, cause I don't think you really thought it through. I don't know if you know that I am freaking best friends with Nicole and Don Toozle, you know? Was it just an intimidation thing? Were you like, I'm gonna show this woman, watch me ride her and embarrass her into the sun. I know how to shut this woman up. I'll just be like, hey, I'm Taylor Lorenz. But here's the thing, Taylor. Did you think about the fact that you were messaging Nicole Slaski? Or, you know, talking to her? Because she is a dog with a bone. We do not fuck with Taylor. She's a bad boys. I'm so excited she brought us into this conversation. Hell yeah, because we've been growing strong. We're ready to go up to the big leagues. Yes, we are, you motherfucking hoes, yeah! Ooh, ooh, ooh. What's up, my little Peter and my Taylor Chaya eaters, what's up? We've got the Lorenz sisters today. We ain't got no cares anymore. We are just a bunch of happy little knitwitches, baby, yes we are. A bunch of happy little knitwitches, yes we are, oh yes we are, oh yes we are, Coming for you. Hey Taylor, me and Dante and Nicole are coming for you. We're coming for you, baby. I am so excited. Here it goes. Wait. Let's go. Perfect start. What would we expect? Would we expect a shitty start? No. Dudes. Okay, I haven't prepared at all for today's stream, so we're just gonna frickin' go at the seat of our pants here, but I'm a little tired because I didn't realize I stayed up till like 4 in the morning last night, you know, partying with TayTay. Let's just watch a couple. Let's just start it right off. What are we waiting for, right? Let's just watch a little bit of the playlist. So I was like, this has the potential to go pretty big, even though I know the feds are really, really not gonna like that I think I stumbled onto another thing just by being a clown. Dude, if this is true, I have to remove myself from the game. Dude, what if the Eddie thing is real? What if this is real? You know what I mean, guys? Like, what if? What if this was real? I don't know. I've seen weirder things, you know? All right, let's go to our playlist. What's our playlist called? Okay, dudes, this is no... I forget. I can't... Hold on. What is it? Oh, frickaroni. Chat overlay. Okay, that's locked. Okay, I can't mess with that. Great. Okie doke. Okay, so what was this freaking playlist called? 616 and BK, TayTay U Up? What the fuck? What is that a reference to? Oh, it's Kendrick. I said last night when Nicole told me, I think Nicole said it first. When Nicole, well, you know, it's just a group message or whatever. But when Nicole told me that freaking what's her face, Taylor, got into the freaking ring, I was like, wait, Taylor, is there a different Taylor Lorenz? Who the hell are you talking about? Nope, it was the real one, dude. So I said, Drake did one record every other day or something, or like I think he did a couple back to back. But I was like, what if little old Taylor went to bed, right? And then woke up in the morning with an entire album of diss tracks to wake up to, you know? What if? So I said, let's do it. But before I get into this Taylor Lorenz drama with Nicole, I need to clear my freaking TikTok off my phone because it takes up like 80 gigabytes of my space. Dude, I have to do this like once a month, and I should have done it last week and I didn't. And bro, it's filling up, and I gotta take my drafts off, so I found this in the drafts. And otherwise, TikTok deletes it when you clear the cache or delete. Fuck the ruminations, right? We'll just start with the first one that TayTay hit, the one that Taylor hit the stitch. And dude, if she said anything today, I have no idea what it is. I honestly haven't even looked at mine, Dante, and Nicole's texts yet. I'm very scrambling right now, so sorry if I don't know anything, but please feel free to tell me whatever you know. If she's got any new stuff, here's what, without knowing anything about what happened today, I think she's going to avoid the fuck out of me. But she was messaging me, or she was like commenting, but that was before I started making videos. Definitely before I was like, is that Chaya Raycheck? Or no, that's Taylor. Wait. But the thing that tipped me off was the glasses. Or it was just that pictures, the side by side of those two. Okay. Dude, okay, so it was this picture, really. I was like, because when I saw this first, I was like, what the hell? Like, they're out, like, I'm all for masking. I'm just thinking of, like, if I'm a leftist or, like, someone who comes off as a lib and, like, you know, has to ride that line of, like, dealing with pedantic BS all day and, like, dumb shit, like, I'm not setting myself up for failure, you know? So I'm not wearing the big bozo or, like, big bird beak frickin' mask, you know? Especially outside, dude. If you want to have a bunch of freaking like hillbillies make fun of you, go outside and wear a mask, you know? I'm not saying they're right or anything. I'm just saying if we're trying to do okey dokes with the lib of TikTok, you know, Chaya, our sister, if we're trying to like go to war with this person, are we really coming in wearing like clown shoes and shit? I don't know, man. So I was like, what is this fucking mask? And then I was like, oh. I was like, is it in my head for a second? I had one of those like face switcher things, you know, where the mouth and the eyes and the nose, you can all switch around between different faces. I just like in my head saw Taylor's eyes here just move over right on top of Chaya's mouth in my head. I just saw it slide in, and I was like, whoa, that is a freaking perfect puzzle. Oh, shit. And then I saw this table, and I was like, dude, even just this table's giving me clues. It's giving me a lot. It's telling me a lot of stuff. So let's just take a look. Dude, I had too much fun last night. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. We gotta watch this laugh. Dude, oh wait, you know what? I want to see the original because let's just watch the original. Dude, when when you start these things, you get the butterflies. Like it's like right before high school, you know, or right before your first day of school or whatever. And you're thinking about all the mean things that people could say. What the fuck? This one got taken down? Why? Dude, this app is totally washed. It's cooked, it's dead, it's done, it's gone. It's never coming back. It was taken away from us by Supremas. Truly. Man, that's so annoying. Okay, here we go. Let's just see what our girl said.
I have been waiting to. I have been.
No, first we're gonna listen to Nicole sing this song. I listened to this on loop like 400 times yesterday. Nicole's real singing voice is incredible.
I wanna drive down to Texas, flip off my exes, get kind of reckless, and have wild, wild, wild sex under the moon. But only if it's with you.
Can we get Murphy and Nicole?
Some baggage, let's do some damage. I am not made for no horse and a carriage. You know I'm savage, you're looking past it. I want that late night sweet magic, that forever lasting love, but only if it's with you.
Fuck yeah, Nicole.
There's a new tech startup.
Okay. So let's talk about this Taylor stuff.
I have been.
So Nicole drops this nuke yesterday. Just feeling froggy. She said, I got a ribbit. She's trapped in the van. They left Austin. They can't fuck with their landlord anymore. They just kept pushing off when they're moving out each day. But on the day, you know, like, oh, I'm moving out tomorrow. And then that day be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm moving out tomorrow. Oh, frick, I'm moving out tomorrow, you know. So they're feeling really ribbity and they need to hop. So Nicole's stuck in the frickin' van. They're driving away from Austin. She goes, I'm gonna frickin' ribbit at Taylor Lorenz. See what happens.
Waiting to drop this Taylor Lorenz tea, but I didn't know if anyone would care, and I'm ready now. I'm ready. Lock it. Taylor Lorenz has always given me a little bit of a weird vibe. She just kind of feels like planted opposition, and that's like what I've always had just a little vibe of, so I've kept an eye on her. I've watched her. I also remember she messaged our friend Corey, CatDad, about a video he made, and like it was one that was getting a lot of traction, and she was like, you should take this down. Like, I don't remember the exact circumstances, but it was.
And I also forgot the exact circumstances till she hopped into my comments yesterday to try and be her like pedantic self, you know? I said something like, oh yeah, she came in to like try and call me a white supremacist or something. And she's like, I did not come in saying that you're a white supremacist. And I also mentioned something like these kind of like annoying people, you know, the first thing they do is they try and trip you up with your words or like definitions of shit or whatever, you know. So it's like, you know, I mentioned like when she came and messaged me that I was like excited to see her, you know, like I've looked up to her for a long time. And when I think I first heard about her in Gamergate stuff, I felt bad for her. I was like, she doesn't deserve that kind of shit. And then, you know, for the most part, she would write like tech stuff that's like, whatever, it's fine. Because most of these people's job is to just be lying in wait, basically. Like, they're like on call, essentially. They're supposed to like go through the motions and be a leftist. But then when they need a rightist who is a leftist, then they call in, you know, Taylor, or they call in Alan Dershowitz, or what, you know, whatever. Oh my God. So as soon as I like mentioned her, I was like, oh, I know she's gonna hop in and be like, well, you didn't say this, you didn't say that, or whatever. But I was actually pretty spot on. I remembered it correctly, except for I was like, yeah, she wanted to come in and call me a white supremacist or something. But no, it wasn't white supremacist. She wanted to call me anti-Semitic. That's what she was trying to set me up as. It was because during that whole like secret tunnel, remember the Shabbat secret tunnel in Brooklyn? That whole story feels like now, like it was set up by people like Miss Taylor to try and make people trip and fall into an anti-Semitism hole, when really we were falling into a secret tunnel hole. All we cared about in that story was the secret tunnels, you know? We don't care what denomination they were. But, so yeah, she hopped in. I wasn't going to call you a white supremacist, little old me. No, I was going to call you anti-Semite, idiot. But, yeah, anyway.
Like, that was a weird little light bulb moment for me too. And then
Honestly though, dude, I'm glad that I don't have all these people that I look up to anymore. You know who I look up to? The KnitWitches. Nicole, Dante. I don't know. People who were here, you know? It's so nice to cut all this dead weight off, right? Dude, you don't need all these freaking freeloader energy vampires. Be gone. I'm gonna keep my energy, thank you very much. How about that? You ever heard about that? How about you go get your own energy to suck, Peter?
I went on a crazy journey where I met this Teal fellow. So Peter Teal, if you've seen my videos about him, Peter Teal fellow, Teal Fellowship. It was a guy who was like in the program and then got allegedly falsely arrested and falsely imprisoned for like.
Dude, and this is John Beast. We call him Beast Mode. I think that's just his like Twitter handle or whatever. But this dude has some of the greatest takes of all time. He's so funny, and he also does not give a fuck. Not a single one. He has 0 of them to give. And this dude was put in prison for whistleblowing on Peter Teal. Nicole and Dante went and met him in prison, or I think just Nicole went. Like interviewed him in prison, talked to him for like, I think like an hour or 2, and got all the freaking info. John's like, yeah, we're living in Westworld right now. This isn't real. So like, just know that. And then, and then he drops this Elon. He's been talking about this for a while, that Elon and Taylor Lorenz are like, they're false opposition. Of course they are. Well, like Taylor Lorenz, her job is to sit there and lie in wait. So the cattiness between her and Elon is the same reason like why they let us talk about the TikTok ban. The TikTok ban will never happen. The TikTok is the CIA's greatest propaganda tool. They want people to think that it's like on threat of going and that China's controlling it. Dude, China has nothing to do with TikTok. It can't even get close to it. It's just Oracle, dude. It's just the CIA. Everything you see on that freaking app is just propaganda. So it's like a story that they let you talk about because it is worthless. That's all they let us talk about in this country, right? Worthless shit. Nothing real. We only talk about aesthetic shit. We don't talk about anything real ever, right? And dude, that's what tipped me off in this whole journey in the first place, was just how inauthentic everyone was feeling after, well, even before October 7th, but especially after October 7th. I was like, there is absolutely no way that you could know, or like even just have a little brief glimpse of what's going on overseas and like still just go about your day unless that's your job. And that sent us on our journey, you know? So, we've always known it's true, but I'm glad that it's happened. And now we know that pretty much every single person on social media is literally a paid fed. And dude, I know that's scary and that's like, oh, what the hell are we gonna do? Yeah, it's daunting, it's huge. But just knowing that and knowing that, like, you know, you're not nuts. No, you really are being suppressed because you have these scary ideas like hold your friend's hand, feed your grandma. The crazy ideas, these freaking Antifa ideas.
A month on false arson charges, allegedly. And so while he was in jail,
And you see, yeah, false arson. That could be lighting a dandelion on fire. Like, it's the feds, too. The FBI literally just works for the Rothschild family. Same with the CIA. So they could just, I mean, what would they do to me? They'd come here and be like, they'd light my house on fire and then say that I did it. Like, it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say you did. You have no hope whatsoever. If they want you, they got you, you know? So, fuckers.
went and visited him and talked to him because I wanted to interview him and figure out what was going on. And one of the things that he told me was about Taylor Lorenz. I think I could actually find some of his tweets from the now deleted account. I'll pop them up here.
Sus Gov working her or gov worker. Now you realize why she triggers everyone, Taylor.
If I find them, but he said that Taylor Lorenz pretends to hate Elon Musk in public. Like they pretend to be opposition, especially on Twitter online, but they may or may not allegedly
What? Call each other on the phone? Chat? Play board games? Wait, are you talking about foxing? Are they foxing? Taylor's like, we are not having an affair. We're not having a long-term established affair. What? No one said anything about an affair.
Canoodle? What won't get this video taken down? They allegedly like to...
Dude, Nicole's freaking Photoshops or Canvas or whatever are always so fire.
hang out together in a way that is not just friends. You got it? You got it? Are you getting it?
That seems like conflict of interest.
Alleged, in my opinion, based on information I received. And I did try to reach out to Taylor Lorenz. I think I tweeted at her to try to ask her about this, and she never responded.
Hello, Taylor Lorenz. I reached out for comment, but didn't hear back, assumedly because I mentioned John H. Meyer. Maybe this will jog your memory. Looking for your comments on this for a story I'm working on. TIA.
Kind of weird. I don't know.
Thank you in advance.
So Taylor, if you see this and you have something to say about it, please let me know, because I'm writing the story about John H. Meyer, the Teal fellow that was falsely, allegedly imprisoned, and I'm including the part about you because it's interesting, and I don't know. So if you have something to say, let me know, otherwise I'm gonna write what I know.
Wait. Canna Queen, someone said that these two white people, Nicole and Dante, are controlling me? Dude, that's so funny. I was like, I can freaking take one, but not three. Oh no, I mean, I'm glad that you get to be a cat mommy, but that's sad. The neighbor passed. Dude, that's how we always end up getting we always have like an established, very old lady. My first cat, when I moved here, was like 19 when I got her, and she lived till like 24 or something. Her name was Puck, and she was the best. Lisa hated cats before we like started dating and stuff. And honestly, it was like she would like make fun of Puck when we first started dating, and I'd be like, "Wait, you don't like cats?" And she, there's just some families that are like dog people or whatever. She just grew up with dogs and never really had any cats, and the cats that she did were like kind of shitty. I feel like a lot of people have that no, the cats weren't shitty. The cats were probably getting harassed, and they probably hated it because a lot of people don't know how to like interact with cats. But and then the cat gets mad because it doesn't want you messing with it all the time or whatever. So you got to make sure you find the right cat. But yeah, she hated cats before she met Pucker. And then we had her for like 2 or 3 years. Dude, what the fuck? I'm going to ignore the door for a minute and pretend like it's not for me. But yeah, so every time the old lady dies in the house, oh my God. Hold on one second, guys. I'm going to here, I'll play this interview.
It really exemplifies a trend that I think a lot of us in journalism have felt for years, which is that it is getting harder to do journalism that involves interviewing bad people because the growing pressures from online cultural norms really push against that. Because what online cultural norms want is for you to sit down with the bad person and scold them to their face and own them and dunk on them and be your kind of avatar for your audience's resentments of that person. Yes. And I'm not saying that that is unfounded with this woman. It absolutely is. Yeah. But that is very counterproductive towards producing actual meaningful journalism in the form of getting useful information out of that person that they would not otherwise share, that would not otherwise be useful in advancing understanding of their role in the world, what they're doing, their impact. And I thought that this was so striking about this is you can see Taylor Lorenz, and again, this is a pressure that I felt doing interviews of people who were like famously hated or famously bad, having to push really hard to do the kind of interview that will get good information instead of the kind of interview that online wants.
Well, and you have to ask yourself, like, what is the purpose of this piece of journalism I'm doing, or this video, or this piece of content? And if someone came to me and said, why is Libs of TikTok so bad? What I would do is not send one of those clips, the video clips of the interview.
Right. You would send the Washington Post story.
Story because
point.
then I'd feel like I'm persuading someone that this woman is doing real harm to kids.
Right.
And you can get that if you watch the entire interview, but the viral video clips that are getting millions of views, probably many more views than the Post story got, that would not do that. That would just be like, oh yeah, that person's awful. But
you know what it made me think of? It made me think of every time during the Trump administration, Maggie Haberman would interview Donald Trump. And yes, brace yourselves. Max is about to do more Maggie apologia. So just strap in for that.
So, dude, I have never watched these guys, but they got to be the worst, right? Like, these are the most feds I've ever seen, right? It's like a big goof that they're a bunch of feds, right? Like, they're like the clowniest feds. They're just like insufferable. I feel like they're like actually people, but like worse too. Anyway. So let's watch the frickin' Taylor video. She's probably blocked me by now already. Yes, she didn't. Taylor at least doesn't she doesn't cower away from, I'm surprised that she is as upfront and comes on the offensive, but I bet that's also part of just the way that she's able to shut the conversation down. I think that what she was trying to do with Nicole in this video was kind of intimidation almost. I'm not saying she's being, you know what I mean? She's way bigger. She's got 40,000 followers, got a huge voice. Most people, if they get put in the spotlight, especially when they aren't usually in the spotlight, that if they get pushed in the spotlight and then someone like Taylor is she's a misogynist or whatever, that person that gets put up in the spotlight usually is I can't handle this, I gotta go. And I think it's kind of one of those tactics a little bit. But we'll see. Let's watch. So, dude, this opening laugh is truly... This sets the stage. This is just the frickin' prelude, and I've got to make a frickin' loop of it that just goes for 400 hours. It's incredible.
I have been waiting to drop this Taylor Lorenz tea, but I didn't know if anyone would... What? Okay, so if you haven't watched that girl's video...
That girl acting like you don't know who Nicole Slaski is. Get out of here, Taylor.
But I didn't know if anyone would... What? Okay, so if you haven't watched that girl's video, she basically claims that I had an affair with Elon Musk and I have some ongoing relationship with Elon Musk.
That's really forced. When I make my videos, I'm definitely putting, it's heightened Corey, heightened CatDad or whatever. It's I think of it as a character. I think that's really hard for some people to get, it allows me to, I play up the kooky, dumbass version, out there. And part of that is to protect myself, honestly. Part of that too, though, is to get to sneak into people's heads, essentially. If you see me goofing 4 times about George Scherf Jr., and you're oh, the tinfoil cat guy, he's so funny. He's talking about crazy nonsense. But then the 4th time I say George Scherf is George H.W. Bush, maybe that person's looking, I think about this stuff all the time, but yeah, it feels like I'm not saying that I'm not acting. I there is an acting element, and I play up different parts of it, and You know, my laugh is like I've noticed is like not my. It's not like my normal in casual like conversation laugh, but it's performing. You're performing, you know. So, but her performing is feeling a little different. It's like it's forced. It's very manipulative too, because I think I guarantee they have a guidebook that's like 7,000 pages long, and it's literally like what are those flow charts where it's like if this then this, if this then this, and it's like accused of adultery or whatever, and it's like the shock and awe, the or the be mad version, like if you're aggressive with someone they usually back off, or oh what, you don't trust me, you don't love me, like there's all these kind of slight variations on it, right? And you know, when you get to this level, when you've been doing it for literally 20 years or 15 years or whatever at this point, and you've been successful, you've hidden the fact that you're a Mossad agent for this long, you know, allegedly, in my opinion.
A 22-year-old in India.
But
I
anyway, let's just keep watching her.
have been waiting to drop this Taylor Lorenz tea, but
One
I didn't
more.
know if anyone would.
Okay, so if you haven't watched that girl's video, she basically claims that I had an affair with Elon Musk and I have some like ongoing relationship with Elon Musk. I've never even fucking met Elon Musk. Okay, I have reported on this man for
That's an interesting claim. I feel like that's kind of hard to believe, but I believe her. But if we find information that alludes to that being false, that would also be exhilarating, you know? Like, so that's what I love too, is like people leave their
Here is
breadcrumbs
very-
all over, you know? And when you're a liar, it's hard to keep those breadcrumbs clean, you know? When you're a fucking liar and you just throw lies around all over, it's hard to remember what you lied about sometimes, you know? So you end up making mistakes. And then also, in order to lie better, you gotta mix the lies in with the truth, right? You know? I think a lot of the way that their jobs work is truly like psychology, mostly. It's like when they have to go past like what are those, the lie detector tests or whatever, they're like thinking of the question in a different way so that they're not lying, you know? So they'll be like, did you, Steve, kill this lady? And Steve in his head is like, well, no, I'm not Steve. I'm playing the character Rick. So I can just say no, and it's not a lie. And that's how they think, and that's how they like keep their frickin' composure and shit, and like can pass these like lie detector tests and stuff. And then also apparently just squeezing your butthole used to work. So that's what Americans says anyway. And I did look it up after. It was like, yeah, that does work. But I think it's because the whole thing just relies on like muscle contractions and like, you know, when you're nervous and stuff, I think you like do certain things that are able to be picked up, you know, like clenching your butt, or like, you know, a lot of people look up or like look somewhere or whatever when they're doing something. But you joke about the tinfoil hat, but I really think it adds to your character. There's a lot of symbolic and subliminal subtext that I draw thinking of you using it. Dude, like someone asked me once why I have the knitted anus, and truly I have like 100 reasons why I wear it. I agree. It's like and the weird thing too is I feel like all the symbolicness stuff, it like led my way. When I never wore this, I never saw this before the day that I picked it up. And dude, the moment I saw this, I was like, oh, that's it. That's what I need. That's Mick Foley Sacco. That's exactly what I wanted to do, you know? And I do feel like sometimes these things, like, it might be fate at a certain point, you know? Like, I'm starting to believe in that kind of stuff. I really do feel like I, like, envisioned doing something along this lines, like, a year and a half ago, out of the blue, and, like, a year and a half ago, I could have never, like, done this. So it's amazing to me that we're here and we're doing it. But the mind is incredible, guys. I don't know what's going on up here in this little popcorn maker or whatever, but it is cool. Use it. Use your brain. Just have ridiculous hope and optimistic outlook for everything for no reason. Just do it. Like, what's the alternative? The real world and how shitty everything is? Well, that's already the case, you know? So I do think so much, like, just changing your outlook really does have an effect. Your mind is very powerful. Dude, the mind is like the coolest, craziest thing in the whole world. We will never understand it, I don't think, but, you know, it's awesome. That's like the mysteries of life are... It makes no sense that we are alive. Like, this is a skin suit driven by, like, a robot binary code up in meat. And we're carbon and water on a rock that spins in frickin' space. That's so stupid. What? Why are we here?
Critically,
But at the same time, I think... I don't say that as, like, a... You know, what Nietzsche or, like, I forget the nihilist way, but I say that in like a awe-inspired way. Like, there's so much mysterious shit out there. Like, if you think about the world as like it's like a sandbox game, right? It's like Red Dead Redemption, and now especially too, it feels like there's a whole lot of bonus content that just got added. Like, all the shit that for decades and centuries everyone has told us is not real, maybe it's real. Like, let's explore that, you know? Dude, thanks for the bit. Yeah, those are bits, right? Redeemed, highlight my message. Our third bodies are a shadow of a fourth dimension object. Our 3D bodies are a shadow of a four-dimensional object. So, I think I understand that, but then what does that mean that what are our bodies in the 4D then? Like, is there another Corey? Is there another CatDad in the 4D dimension? And, you know, because you say it's a shadow of a 4D object, right? And that, when we look at the hexagonal, you know, black cube Saturn hexagon, that is a 3D object. How did you phrase it? A 3D object that is a shadow of, or it's a 2D object. Yeah, it's a shadow of a 3D object is how we see the black cube on Saturn, you know? So a 4D object. So we are the tesseract that's like eating itself and swimming like this. And is that just us? Like, our whole lives are all happening at the same time in each person? Is that what it is? I don't know. This stuff is cool, though, right? Like, there's no wrong answer until we find the right answer, you know? So I always hate when people, like, ridicule things just because they sound silly. It's like, dude, there's been way sillier shit that's come true. And, like, this world is nuts. So you never know what could happen. And it might be a simulation, so they might just be able to change the rules.
he goes out of his way to fuck with me and like interfere with my life. So no.
Dude, yeah, convenient. Yeah, that's a convenient point that you guys make sure to keep. That's a convenient charade you guys make sure to keep freaking up. Because false opposition, that's your job is to be a person that you're not, a leftist. So you have to pretend to be a leftist, but then at the end of the day, when it really freaking counts, you're always going to side with psychos. I mean, conservatives. But, dude, false opposition in Donald Jeffries' book, it was everyone, dude, in the 60s. Gloria Steinem. See that top of that page? Gloria Steinem equals Fed. They would use like, it's the exact same playbook today. They use like these weird funds and they use these PACs or not PACs, but different, like, you know, like the National Endowment for, I forget what the P is, but people think they're like getting a grant. No, you're getting a contract to work for the government, you know? I do want to know how many people. I feel like most of these people have to be feds from the start, you know? Like Gloria Steinem, what's her face? Dude, Gloria Steinem literally dated Henry Kissinger for like, I feel like 10 years at least. She dated him in the 80s too. Like, well after everyone knew he was a scum. I mean, he is a scum. Fuck, but Angela Davis, apparently, bro, like. Well, I think there's also levels of feds too, you know, like Gloria Steinem to me is like one of the most evil feds at this point. Same with dude, it takes a special kind of person to pretend to be ideologically a completely different person than you are in public. Like, if we're right, that means that this is a conservative Zionist right here, and she's been waltzing around pretending to be one of us for how long? Like, it's so cringe, dude. It's so embarrassing that people, like, have a little self-respect. Yuck. Like, just because a job pays you money, that doesn't mean that it's an okay thing to do.
Definitely not, nor have I ever had an affair with Elon Musk. It seems like you're talking to this tech founder who it looks like has had some sort of psychotic break.
Wow. Haha. What manufactured drama. Good laugh, though. That fake laugh at the beginning.
I don't know if you've taken a look at his social media. I wrote about this tech founder's company a while ago because he was working with a bunch of female influencers to clone their voices. I highly encourage you to talk to those female influencers, specifically Karen. He's been accused of
I feel like we're talking to Karen right now.
stalking and harassment. I've seen evidence of that. Please talk to these women involved before you listen to this man spout about how he's wrong. I mean, he might be wrongly imprisoned, but yeah, there's very.
So you're just, okay, so he's crazy. He's just crazy, so he just made all this stuff up? Oh, okay. Never mind. You're good, Taylor.
Credible concerns, and I wouldn't call that man a reliable source. Also,
a reliable source, yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't because you're paid not to, because that's what the feds do. They use the frickin' mental health system. They use the judicial system. They use everything, and they will rip your life apart. They will fricking do everything, dude. They don't care. If you're a problem, they will literally lock you up in an asylum for 2 years. What's it called? When you're solitary. Dude, that's what they did to Jessica. They did it twice to her during 2 presidential elections. 2016 and 2020, they did that. They fucking locked her up, and they're trying to do it now. In Maryland, dude, that's what they do. And then after the election, and no one finds out that Joe Biden is a freak, then they just randomly let her out. A year and a half later, they say, oh, never mind, you can come out. You can come out. We lost all the paperwork. Nothing, you know. They don't give you anything. They don't do anything. They don't tell you anything. And they don't have to pay for it, you know. They don't have to do anything. So they can just take your life away from you, you know. So John decided, hey, I'm gonna talk about all of this psychotic Nancy stuff that Peter Thiel is doing, and you know what they say? We're gonna lock you up because you can't tell truths around Peter Thiel. But I just wanted to show, yeah, like this dude. Dude, I really had a hard time before, like, actually understand. Wait, where are all my pictures? What the frick? Oh, there we go. Actually believing that this could be true. Now, dude, all of these people are this. Sorry, I gotta keep it moving. You know what I mean? That looks like a very young person. That definitely looks like our commander-in-chief, dude. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I don't know what that comment on the top of the video is about how I've like internalized misogyny or whatever. I'm a huge champion of women. It's kind of like a big thing for me. So I don't know, but if I said something that was unintentionally misogynistic or something, definitely let me know.
See, guys, she's an understanding leftist person. She if I made a mistake, I'm sorry. I'll correct it. I'm sorry, but I don't think I did.
I've seen a lot of weird conspiracies about myself through the years. I saw one literally.
This is good too, like being confident, like, oh, I get this. This is like what Paul should have done with the Timothy McVeigh accusations. The second that I posted that video, he should have posted a funny goof to Twitter, like, yeah, dude, I get that all the time. Hilarious. Like a little bit of this is what's happening right now. We're using a little bit of confidence to bluff that this isn't true. But I bet if we keep scratching and we keep picking and poking at it like we did with OOB, I bet that we can get Taylor to start looking really tired all the time too. You know what I mean? Like this. Please. Go to Operation Olive Branch. There's a great opportunity for helping people. Helping people. I really think that you should support Operation Olive Brunch. You gotta support Operation Olive Brunch. Oh, man. But guys, if you could just make a quick donation and make sure that you post a video, you have to post a video. You have to say where you live and what your social security number is too. You have to force all of your slave followers to do as you say too. Please, Mossad is telling me that I have to do this. They're gonna release my weird child tape that I have that I made with them. Because I thought everything would be gravy and I'd never have to answer for this. Oh, man.
Just this week of people saying that I'm like secretly signed to some talent agency or something. I don't have a talent agent. I'm a journalist.
And I said this in the video, but like, that feels like some wishy-washy legalese. It's like, she's like, I do have a manager though, and yes, my manager is my Mossad agent, my handler for sure, but it's not a talent agent, you know, pedantic shit.
It's not talent, but it just this one takes the cake. And speaking of misogyny, I hope you can recognize the sort of like misogynistic tropes of this sort of claim, you know, that female reporter.
I don't really know if it, I mean, it's mostly about the, what's it called? The, not holding Elon's feet to the fire. Conflict of interest, you know? And, dude, now that it's been said, of course, man, it makes so much sense. Dude, it's literally all of them. We are right. It's all of them. Dude, you could spin around in a circle and point anywhere, and they're all frickin' Mossad. It doesn't matter. Like, we're not geniuses here at this point. We just know that what it would take for this to be true is that all of these people are Mossad. And boy, is it looking like every time we do a scratch, man, that's what's coming up. It's crazy. This is insane. The scale of this is insane. And now, like, all those audits that we've never passed are really making so much sense, right, guys? Like, this is such a massive scale, such a massive amount of people that it takes to keep this horrible lying system running. But that's a good thing too, dude, because I really do think that once the first one falls, all of them are gonna fall. It's gonna be fucking instantaneous, bro. I think it is, because I think it's it's so massive already, and it's just barely hanging on by its fingernails. So once that one finger comes off, I think. That's why I'm saying only the first person is going to get a pass on talking about this, you guys. So, because once the first person does it, then, dude, everyone's going to. The first person is the brave one. But actually, none of them are brave because they haven't said anything yet. You're still a coward. You're the bravest cowardly person.
Sleeping with the powerful tech, billionaire that she covers, like women reporters especially are constantly.
Okay, but what if it's true?
Accused of sleeping with their sources or sleeping with the men that they cover. It's never the case. So
should you say it's never the case? I mean, sometimes it happens for sure.
I'm not saying like,
it's
you're
not
misogynistic
really
or something. I'm just saying they cover.
And she does a good job of not being mad and responding to Nicole, you know? She does a good job of, like, acting like she's helping Nicole. That's part of their manipulation tactics as well.
It's never the case. So I'm not saying, like, you're misogynistic or something. I'm just saying,
like I don't go for that. I mean, I do a lot of the times. Like, I want to go for a kind of vibe like this when I talk to Donald Jeffries. Like, when I just, I want to try and talk to him personally and explain to him that trans people are fucking real, brother, and show him a couple sources or resources and like dude, it's in indigenous culture. It's like so well known. How could you not know that, brother? But I want to do it more with love, like kind of what she's trying to emulate. But then normally on TikTok, my normal base is like, well, for people who deserve it, is like being sassy. So, but that often pushes people away. So she's trying to cocoon Nicole right now, right? Because they want her to stop talking about this. So she's trying to kind of stifle her with her huge, massive following and her presence. She's a very well-known person, Nicole, I'm sure Nicole liked her too before we all realized that she was a Zionist and stuff. So you got that like hero type thing going on and stuff. So this would work for the most part, most of the time, for sure. If we hadn't spent the last 7 months, dude, I've been saying that it's all of them for a year now, but I wouldn't have said that with confidence until like very recently,
Like let's like acknowledge this type of rumor for what it is. Anyway, I think.
Yeah, but if it's true, I want to know that because I don't want you reporting on anything that has to do with any of this shit if you're a Zionist who's also doinking Elon Musk. I don't want that. I want real journalists. So
thank you for giving me a laugh, and sorry I didn't respond to your request for comment.
Yeah, this is smart. She did the jokey, like, this is nothing, it's rolling off my back. I'll make a quick goof video about it. But dude, if you look at the corners of this is very, very carefully crafted.
Or something. I think you said you reached out to me. I didn't see that. I don't really check all my messages or mentions very much on social media, so I don't
have time for you, but I'm trying to teach you real quick.
I somehow missed this rumor.
Nice forced laugh. Yeah. Felt natural.
Yeah, anyway, stay safe out there.
That is a
22-year-old
boys, in India, what the fuck is that? What do we call that?
I have been waiting to
What do we call that, guys? Is that a veiled threat? Is that a,
I have been waiting to drop
this rumor. Yeah, anyway, stay safe out there. A 22-year-old in India.
It probably isn't, but it could be. It's like when people, I always talk about the partial doxy thing where they're just trying to like intimidate you and get you to go, oh, what else do they know about me? Oh, they know my first name? Oh my God. I said it 5 minutes ago, you know? But, like, I operate at this, like, right when we started Paul Weisopel, when I realized, like, I think it was the second Paul Weisopel video, the first video that I made with the tweet where I was just laughing, I was like, this is hilarious. Then I made the My Buddy Paul video or whatever, and then the Timothy McWeisopial files or whatever. That video is when I sat for like 2 hours, like, just thinking about this. I was like, I think I need to back out of this. Like, I'm not gonna die over this. But then I was like, dude, if they fucking kill me because of this, because I'm telling the truth, then that's on them. Like, I can't give any of my life away to worry and wonder whether or not psychotic people will do psychotic shit, you know? So I'm just going to do what feels right and what I would be proud of myself for doing, you know? So, and dude, I feel like ever since I decided that and like sat there and actually was like, because I thought about it for like a week or something before, I was like, ooh, I might have to back out of this because this is looking real. And then what's going to happen? The fucking FBI is going to come after me? Or are they going to fucking, you know, ruin my life? Probably. But that's why I decided to be so vocal, so out in the open. I don't hold any secrets in my head. I have 0 secrets up here about Paul Weisopel. Everything that I know, you guys have heard. So don't laser my head. There is nothing extra in there, you know? But that's part of why I am so vocal and stuff. Is I think that provides an extra layer of safety. The safety checks, another extra layer of safety. Like, I've thought about this stuff a fudging lot, you know? And I think that this is the only thing that makes what we're doing different than other people, man. I wish Trevor Moore joked about the chance of him dying a lot more. Because you don't want to do it because it's like very macabre, but I'm very happy that I started doing it very early on. And that was a very deliberate choice, you know? Because, dude, look at what they do. What do they do if you don't play ball, huh? What do they do? What do they do to you? Ask Kyle Marissa. Kyle Marissa was looking tired and sad the last few days that she was alive. And then she got too sad. And then it says on this police report, redacted. We don't know what happens, but it says she was really sad. She was really sad that Mossad was killing her. She was really sad that Mr. Muhammad had to come over and and get her to stop talking about Palestine and wanting to leave Mossad. So, you know, it's a very, very real possibility. But I've tried to think of every single way that I can to protect myself and the people that I love, Dante, Nicole, like, you guys, like, truly, if you're doing anything like what I'm doing publicly, safety checks, like, that shit does deter people. A lot of the times, these people have, like, 3 different ways to kill you, and one of them, like, always works. But the only way I could think of to stop it was freaking warning about it before it happens. So far, so good. But we'll see. What they're gonna, dude, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna freaking frame me for the whatever false flag attack that they're about to do. And then they're going to plan it for one of the days that I'm like, okay, it seems like on Saturday they're gonna do something weird. Oh, it's an ad break. Hey, where's my song? So, here, I'll just show you this for now. After we're done streaming today, I'm going to do a couple merch mock-ups. First, we've got Dunkirk. I want to do a Dunkirk good. Oh, focus. Whatever. I got Dunkirk. I want to do Dude, I just forgot about the Wispily Wasist. Dude, we have some fun here sometimes, guys. What else? Never federalize, always feralize, or feralize all humans. Dude. Tinfoil what? Everyone back? The Wascally Wasist. Okay. So she hasn't posted anything else. Oh, she does. Oh no, this is the video. That's what we just watched.
Lately, there's been so much talk about casual Instagram, and this is a topic I've actually been writing about for years. In the mid-2010s, as more lifestyle bloggers moved onto Instagram, they pioneered this aesthetic of this very curated look. But by as early as 2017, when I wrote this story about plandids, it was clear that that aesthetic was starting to crack. Plandid, by the way, means planned. Did you know that creators fake sponsored content?
This is from 2 years ago. I'm just looking at the way she moves and talks and stuff and just seeing if she's changed at all.
There's been so much talk about casual Instagram, and this is a topic I've actually been writing about for years. LinkedIn is being overtaken by fake AI-generated spam of poor young black children worshiping tech giants. Engagement hackers are flooding the platform with bizarre AI-generated images like this one of a young boy in a rundown neighborhood who allegedly sculpted this bust of
Dude, we have to take the AI and rip it out of these frickin' tech people's hands. It has to be taken away from them. Dude, they're doing so much damage. They're truly so dumb. Like, AI could be doing insane, amazing things right now, and this is what they have it working on.
Mark Zuckerberg.
It does the shadow, like, ray tracing on the mark. It does look pretty good. It does look like it's in picture, you know? It looks like these two people were taken with the same camera. That's pretty good. But man, it would be cooler if we didn't make a vagina on an orange with Mark Zuckerberg's neck coming out of it. Eek. No, thank you. Okay, so Taylor has not responded since then. Oh, I want to look at her comments, actually. Okay. Let's see what we got. Hope Peddler. Wow, haha, what manufactured drama. Good laugh, though. Oh my god, I just realized that's Nicole. She does really crazy conspiracy theories about YouTubers. She's totally crazy. Okay, so here's a Fed. Ah, look at it. Look at them, guys. Laugh at this Fed. Ah, Doc Drophilus. Hey, Drophil D's. We got you. You're going on the board, Fed. We see you. We see all of you. We don't even need a board. It's just all of you. Elon, what? Unrelated, but I liked your book. It is unrelated. Laughing my ass off. I'm cackling. It's so funny. Yeah, it really is. It is funny. What John said is really funny. Yeah. Did I even pull up those tweets? Where's that Taylor? Taylor. Shoot. I'll find it in a minute. Okay, should we watch a little bit of this stupid, the lunch meetup? Or what do you guys want to watch? Or do you guys want to talk about Taylor? You guys lead the way. Hope Peddler said some bummer things. Dude, I know. I feel like everyone is kind of a disappointment. I don't even, like... I only think about y'all. I only want to see people who have, like, 100 followers, and they, like... I don't know. Are fun. And not bummers and private accounts. I'm done with the bummer private accounts. And I'm done with the big accounts. I don't care about any big accounts because they're all paid. It's just, it's just so typical America where they pretend like, hey, everyone's has the same playing field. Look, we all have the same playing field. And then it takes you your whole life and like 3 years on TikTok to realize, no, it's not that everyone's on an even playing field. There are people that they pick to boost for no reason, and there are people that they pick to throw into the center of the earth for no reason. And that's not right. It isn't right. Like, dude, when I first started my TikTok, I thought I was, and this is what they want you to think, but I thought that I was so bad at making videos and so like not, like I had nothing to say. And luckily I kept going with it and they didn't beat me down. But like, dude, my first account, it was shadow banned so hard and it took me like a year to realize. I posted every day for a year on that account. And each video got like 20 views, 23 views. And I didn't realize until a year later that that's because it was shadow banned, and that when you first start posting on a clean, good account, it's like normally around 200, but it should never be 1 year of getting 20 views, stuff like that. So it's like, what the fuck did I say? Like, how are they picking us to be like thrown in a well and not being allowed to see like the general population, like if they're doing that, if they're picking out random people to be thrown in a well and forgotten, do you want to know the criteria of like who's selecting that? What the like points are? Like, we should be very involved in that, right? Like, that sounds reasonable, correct? Like, but apparently it's not. And they want you to think that your reasonable like expectations are happening, but it's not true at all. Like, those algorithms are manipulated to further get us down the capitalism rabbit hole. That's what the whole alt-right pipeline is. It's just feed them more Ben Shapiro, then they'll like it more. Like, but I don't know. I feel like their whole MK Ultra project is just so dumb. It's like based on such a small sample, or like a small group of people. Like, they're all always like kind of military, so they already have this like base level of like answering to people who are above them, But then people who aren't in the military are absolutely not like that. So like, they think that they can say something to you, if they repeat it enough times, that you'll start thinking that. And that's not going to work on everyone. That would never work on me. Like, I don't care what it is. It could be eating ice cream. If I had to do it every day and someone demanded me to do it for a certain time every day, I would hate it. Like, their MK Ultra tactics don't work on everyone. And I don't think that they're like even thinking about that. Like, because, their whole plan, right, at the end of this is to have an entire nation of slaves that they can just breed and frickin' use and eat however they want, But, dude, it doesn't matter if a person born tomorrow is going to be born and be like, I want to be free. I do not want to be a fucking slave to this. But sure, there's, maybe there's like a 50% chance when you come out of the womb whether or not you're going to be a bootlicker or, you're going to want something more in life. But they think that if you just get rid of all of the non-bootlickers, that then it'll just be bootlickers left. Dude, that'll never happen. You're so dumb. Like, their whole idea, their whole plan is flawed and bad from the start. Musk bans Washington Post journalist. Suspended on it. See, dude, now looking back at this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, yes. These are all just like fake outrage drama stories because that's what they want us spending most of our life on. They want us to spend our time on talking about whether or not TikTok's gonna get banned. Just have them talk about TikTok ban for 10 years. Come on, let them do it. Like, dude, surely, right? That's their plan. That's what they would do. That's what they're doing. That's what they want to do. Because we think we're gonna lose this app, you know? But when you realize that they would never get rid of it. Like, the next time they talk about a TikTok ban, I want to just ignore it. Like, I feel like blocking all these people, these shills, and ignoring all of the topics that they want to talk about, I feel like that is going to be a powerful weapon this summer, you know? Yeah, dude, Assange has lost his freaking life. He lost his whole life because of sharing documents that he didn't even take. He didn't take them. Chelsea Manning took them and gave them to Julian Assange, and now Julian Assange is still in, like, right? He hasn't gotten turned over yet, right? I think London's trying to give him over to America, but if America gets him, he's dead. Like, it's crazy. And all for the crime of showing America a mirror and saying, hey, remember that helicopter strike that you did to a wedding? Yeah, here it is. Or what else was in the I feel like there was a bunch of horrific drone footage that came out of that, and what was the other big story that came out of that? But you know, it was all for sharing information, dude. If someone gave me a document that is like top secret or something and I shared it, they could do that to me. Right? I mean, they could do anything to any of us, and all of us need to realize that. You know, no one thinks about that until it's your time, and then no one cares because you didn't care before, you know? Like, we all need to care about this shit so that when our time comes, that we're protected. Like, that's how everyone needs to think about this. It's not like, oh, I need to, like, I don't know. Like, everyone acts like community and stuff is like giving all of yourself for other people. Like, dude, no, it's not. It's everyone coming together. When you need help, you get help. Like, I don't know. We're all so brain broken, dude. I literally think if we handed all Americans their freedom, they wouldn't take it. Like, don't people have hobbies? Like, don't people want to do bigger, greater things with their life than just giving all of their time to their boss? Like, every second I'm at work, I think of things that I'd rather be doing. And I have a list that's so long, dude. Look at this boat. I have wanted to finish this frickin' boat, dude. Look at it. It's cute, right? I've been wanting to finish this fucking boat for so long. Look how long I've been wanting to finish it. It's furry. Can you see the fur, all the dust on it? Oh, yeah, wait, look at this close-up shot. Hold up. Oh, dang it. Yo ho, ships and beggars. Heave ho. Look, dude, it's got a little. It's got a little steering. It's got a little cockpit. Look, the door's open. I have wanted nothing more than to finish this for like the last year. No time, dog. Yeah, then we've got all these people who, if you gave them the time, they'd say, what if I'm not, dude, if I'm not getting bent over by Rick's Bagel Store or the gas station, what the hell is my worth? What the hell good am I? Dude, go fucking plant a garden. Ooh, go learn how to make a wind turbine or something. I don't know, dude. There's so much stuff to do in the world. The world is a big open adventure sandbox game. And we're all just playing the sit in one room and rot until you die game. And it sucks. I hate that game. Okay, well, yeah, I want to watch a little bit of her interview with Chaya. And then I'm going to read through some stuff because I'm sure you guys have sent way more important stuff that I have missed over. Dude, why can't I... Taylor. I keep forgetting Taylor. Heave ho.
Do you know what, is that a public park or is that a private?
Private.
Private? All right, well, we'll try to keep it short.
Okay.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much. Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, the struggles of LA, I swear. Okay, well, now that we're going, so thank you so much for meeting. First of all, I saw Seth Dillon.
So, okay, what are we looking for, guys? We're looking for unintended familiarity. I don't know. Inside jokes. Something. There's going to be something, right?
Today saying that you guys are no longer affiliated. What happened with there? I know that he...
Okay, so right here, look, first, real quick, we've got... Okay, this must be Chaya's phone, correct? This is Mother's phone, I'm assuming. And we don't have Taylor's yet, okay? But, dude, tell me this is not like the same... It's like the same, you know, when they do like a product line, they get the same kind of hue of color. Like this is the same kind of green as this pink, and hers was the same kind of blue. Wouldn't that be so cute if they all got their phones together in a family plan and all picked coordinating cases together?
And you early, was a huge supporter of you. What happened to that relationship?
Just parted ways.
For what reason?
Personal reasons.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, you didn't align?
Totally amicable. I love Seth.
They like talk exactly alike, right? Dude, is that wrong? They sound like the same.
Yeah.
Great mentor.
So why wouldn't you want him involved, or, you know, why isn't he involved in the business anymore?
Just personal reasons. I'm not going to get into it.
Oh, okay. When did that sort of break off?
Recently.
Uh-huh. So how many staffers? Tell me a little bit more about your organization.
We are a small team.
Is this supposed to be a photo of... Is this a photo of Taylor?
Just a couple people.
And it's all distributed?
It's what?
It's all distributed, as in it's all remote? Pretty much? Or do you guys have any office space?
It's remote, yeah.
Got it. So when did you start, I guess? What got you into all this? I've always wanted to ask you. I know, I wrote about sort of the history of your Twitter account, but how did you get involved in politics?
If you watch any of my interviews, I talk about this all the time. But just, COVID radicalized.
Dude, there is something off. It feels like Taylor is talking to Taylor, and they're both trying to pretend like they don't know each other.
Me.
Yeah. In what way?
When they were like forcing us to wear masks and not letting us leave our homes, and not letting us work and.
Dude, oh my God. If this is right? Think of this. Think of... like, okay, Mom, we need you to film your two daughters pretending like they don't know each other and pretending like one's on one side of history and the other's on the other side of history. Meanwhile, all three of them know that it's total BS. They're performing it in public. Dude.
People losing their jobs, and then people now forcing a vaccine, an experimental vaccine, people dying from the vaccine.
So how did that get you interested in LGBTQ issues?
it got me interested in politics.
Like, dude, if these two are sitting right next to each other, right? Or where's Dante's tweet? Here, I'll keep playing this for a second.
And then once I was interested in politics, I stumbled upon this whole movement, and I was absolutely appalled by what I was seeing.
Bro. And their voices are both kind of like this. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, I'm Chaya. No, I'm Chaya. No, I'm Taylor. No, you're Chaya. I'm Chaya. No, you're Chaya. Should I try to archive one of your tweets? What does that mean? I don't know anything about Twitter. I'm trying to get on the Twitter. I'm getting in right at the perfect time too, guys, right? The 27th year. Holy shit, Batman, you're a secret Nepo baby? Oh my god. Okay, dude, that's all we need to see. It's over. I'm right about everything I've said. Dude, this is so awesome. I can't believe you replied to Nicole's TikTok. For the record, this is all publicly available information. It's just hard to find without looking. Taylor Lorenz was born to mega-rich developer Walter R. Lorenz and Ann Lorenz and raised in a $5.7 million mansion. Her sister is Brooke Lorenz of CNN. Does Brooke Lorenz look anything like frickin' Chaya Lorenz? No, see, here's what I'm gonna say. Brooke Lorenz looks like... I think Brooke Lorenz here stole Chaya's identity. I think they swapped identities, right? Because this is not Taylor Lorenz's sister. This is... Oh man.
By what? The radicalization of it, the way that they come after.
Yeah, Ash, I just saw you said I've always been shadow banned day one. Dude, me too, I think. So we know that they're literally tracking, so like they do it on YouTube, they do it cross-platform, right? So they're taking one of your, your email login or whatever, and they're saying, hey, if this guy who seems like an outlier that we need to cryo freeze and maybe just behead, if you see him coming over here in these YouTube parts, you should set his account to be limited, because he says rascally stuff. And we don't like rascally stuff. But this is still America, good old US of A with free speech. Yep, you can say anything you want into the void.
Our most innocent and vulnerable population are kids.
Dude, all I'm saying is, well, we'll see. I'm excited to see what Taylor's next video is. It's gonna be like 5 days from now.
There's nothing logical about it. There's nothing logical.
Dude, this is so aimless and wandery, and I already know these two know each other. That's just from the way they're acting, bro. It's like they're both like improving together. Like, this doesn't feel like a thing. It's not an interview.
About chopping off kids' body parts. There's nothing logical about giving kids porn in school. There's two sexes, and that's it.
And the other thing too, dude, is just like you can tell that these people are plants and they're actors just because it's always the same. Here's your Cato talking points. Oh, they want to put breasts on your children and they want your children to have sex constantly. Like, Where are you getting this? What are you talking about? They just get to say stuff, spew, and then you have to go and correct all their mistakes. Like, screw that, dude.
So, you know, anything out of that, it's just based on lies and nonsense.
Yeah. Did you grow up, I know you grew up in a sort of a more conservative community. Did you know any LGBTQ people growing up? What was your exposure to that community? Just
She's like, well, yeah, I grew up in the same neighborhood as you, Taylor.
in life prior to sort of understanding the world through politics?
I never really paid attention to it.
So you didn't have any LGBTQ friends or anything,
No.
family members?
No.
So your first exposure to the LGBTQ world was
Dude, they made their poor mom literally film them for 53 minutes doing a skit. A half-baked skit.
through basically learning about it through the media ecosystem.
This is exactly why I dislike the norm versus destiny debate. What that one of them is just a faker actor who's just going through the bullet points. There were some parts of that though where, dude, Norm, dude, I bet I could get Norm on this show. Bro, as soon as we're done here, I'm emailing Norm Finkelstein. Dude, I know that man reads every single email he gets. I think I could make a compelling case for Norm to want to fuck with us. Right? Dude, that would be so sick. Can you imagine? We'll get fucking Dershowitz. Oh, we'll do that thing where I'll invite Norm on the show and I won't tell him. I'll secretly have Alan Dershowitz here and I'll have Dershowitz spring out like Jeff's Barbershop when Logan Paul came on. Or no, what was it? Jake Paul. Wait. Oh, it was Cody Ko and Jake Paul. Let's do that. We'll have Dershowitz sitting here, and he'll spring out as soon as Finkelstein comes on.
Through themselves, actually, they would say exactly what their intentions are, what their whole movement is about. So I learned about it through watching their own videos.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Dude, their voices are both uncanny. Like, you know how you can tell when siblings are siblings? Like, these voices are, they're both, no offense, I like different sounding voices, but they're both a little odd almost, you know? They're both specific and weird. Not like weird. I'm just saying like different than the norm, I feel like. Like, I feel like it's very characteristic, both of their speech patterns, or the way they talk.
I don't know. What sort of videos were you watching? I mean, are you just talking about the TikToks that you share and stuff?
And tons more on TikTok. It's all over TikTok.
Yeah.
Very easy to find.
Yeah. I'm curious,
Bro.
you know, I feel like there's
You guys should have put a mask over your accents or your the way that you speak. So you should have done a voice scrambler.
it's been especially on
I'm proud of you for the mask. That was pretty smart. Cause dude, if I saw them looking face to face, it's over. But now that I thought of it, it's still over. It doesn't matter. I just had to have that image in my head for 1 second. And then I was like, oh yeah, totally. They're sisters. They look like sisters.
my colleagues have done great reporting on sort of like this rift on Twitter. I know that you have a very conservative fan base, and in your comments sometimes you'll see a lot of commentary about sort of the great replacement theory. What are your thoughts on that?
What are your thoughts on the comments on your post telling me to kill myself?
Horrible. Yeah, horrible. Obviously against that. Yeah.
So will you come out and condemn that publicly?
Oh, I would condemn it any time. I'm against murdering anyone, of course.
So you're against death threats against me?
I'm a big, as somebody that's dealt with a lot of online harassment, I don't defend threatening to murder anyone. But I guess I'm curious,
because a lot of times it comes after an attack in the media, like someone like you or another journalist.
Oh, dude, they absolutely shared a bedroom at some point. These are sisters, dude. I wish I would have watched this now. I would have caught on then, I think.
So are you saying that, like...
Dude, has no one else said this? Are we first? No way. there's no way, dude. This to me feels like we haven't even proven it, but it like feels to me like obvious at this point. It's like, oh yeah. Yeah. They just went out to dinner with their or lunch with their mom, and they're just got to do a quick work thing. Hold on. Sorry, Mom, you got to film for 53 minutes.
You know, if somebody posts something and then attacks follow, that person should answer for those attacks?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that people like you tell me that all.
Dude, that felt like a signal.
Saying that, like, you know, if somebody posts something and then attacks follow, that person should answer for those attacks?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying that people like you tell me that all the time. So I'm just asking if you think the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think I have said that here, but I think it's kind of interesting, I guess, in the conservative movement, there's this ideology around sort of white nationalism.
Yeah, dude, what is this t-shirt? What is her frickin' t-shirt?
Which is obviously kind of a hardline ideology that's generally been pretty...
Dude, so wait. Is this like a secret talent that we have because psychos can't read body language and shit and like little things? Dude, do dumb people not know how to do this? Do they not like get... Like, I feel like I could talk to someone. I don't even have to talk to anyone. I can usually get like a pretty good vibe on them. Like aura, just like how they're carrying themselves. It's not always right, you know. That's why I learned very young that like you can't judge people just by how they look. So I'm not saying I do that, but I can usually what I usually do is kind of guess in my head what kind of vibe they're gonna be. Like, are they? Oh, they're probably like an energy suck. Oh, they're probably like an energy giver, you know, like people that you can like build energy with instead of just getting it sucked out, you know. But can they not do that at all? Dude, we are evolved. I think it is. I think like compassion and empathy is like a new thing. And like being able to read people, yeah, it's like magic almost, right? But like it's just like little micro expressions and like, right? Like that shit to me is more truthful than like anything.
pretty critical of Jewish communities. And
Like, dude, the Neil Armstrong shit. I remember when I was like, oh, we have to look at all this stuff. Dude, I am never looking at another piece of information about the moon landing and wasting any more of my time ever with thinking about whether or not it was faked. It was faked. You want to know why I know? Because of Neil Armstrong's sad, pathetic face at that press conference. That is a man filled with shame.
I'm wondering, as a Jewish woman, how do you feel about sort of aligning yourself with those people and accounts? You know, you see this sort of rhetoric in your reply.
Like, dude, so if this is true, right? How do you live with yourself, bro? You're like building a career here, but you're just literally a mouthpiece. You're not building anything. You know, you're just a freaking puppet. How do you keep going on? You just do these like fake skits for an hour every week with your mom, and then you're like, oh, how is work this week? Oh, well, we lied to the American people to get people to think that like trans people are the problem, when really it's like the fact that no one has a house and no one has food to eat. But me and my sister, we like to poke each other on Twitter, and she says like stuff like that's a little bigoted to trans people, and then we all make fun of trans people instead of talking about how we should all have a house. Like, how do you live with yourself, man? That's what this stuff just gets me so sad for them.
And I only bring it up, I'm not saying that you necessarily endorse that rhetoric. I would imagine that you don't. But how do you kind of think about those nuances when you're thinking about kind of the audience that you're building?
Like, I know, like, now this all makes so much sense. This chaya, like, reserved, like, slow chaya is deliberate. I think that is to be as far away from her sister as possible. Because, dude, I've always been like, is she like, what is going on? Is she like fucking hitting the nos right before this, or like, you know what I mean? No, I think she's trying to keep herself from getting to Taylor, because if she gets excited to Taylor's level, which I bet is her fucking base, bro, we would instantly know. And she's like, yeah, so if she mimicked fucking Taylor, we would all be like, oh, twins. From Nicole's Twitter, who hasn't seen it yet. Kim Crawley. This was written, a month ago. Or 2 months ago? Taylor Lorenz is a compulsive liar. Oh, man. Keep sending me stuff like this. Let's go. Oh, brother. Who's Kim Crowley? We'll figure it out. She's a worse liar than most. A clever liar will maintain a consistent story within the same conversation, but Taylor Lorenz will literally contradict herself within moments. Why am I exposing Taylor? Remember what Malcolm X said. The white conservatives aren't friends of the Negro either, but they at least don't try to hide it. They are like wolves. They show their teeth in a snarl that keeps. What should I say? What's a okay word to say there? Like, I don't want to say that. And is there a replacement word, or just pass it? No, there's a pass. Always aware of where he stands with them, but the white liberals are foxes who also show their teeth to pretend that they are smiling. The white liberals are more dangerous than the conservatives. They lure them as they run from the growling wolf. He flees into the open jaws of the smiling fox. Amen, brother. That's totally it. Taylor Lorenz has a history of legitimizing far-right fascist bigots in the mainstream media. She's a regular Washington Post columnist. The Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos, who in recent times is the second wealthiest person on Earth, second only to Elon Musk, her boyfriend. Not really, just a joke, Taylor. Don't sue me. It's a joke. See? Hat. Knitted anus. Funny. I don't think Lorenz is a billionaire. But internet research reveals that she was likely born into a multi-millionaire family, and she tries to hide it. Boom, right there. End of conversation. We're right. Dude, I know you guys have, but like, if people don't think that like coming up with money changes your outlook on life, like I want no rich people involved with anything ever again anymore at this point, you know? Like, we have just given all of our whole world to people just because they had more money than some other people, as if that was like an indicator of anything. It's so baffling to me that these people could like, they believe it too. They think that they have the most money, so they're the smartest. It's crazy. That makes sense because anyone who has, that makes sense because anyone who has ever worked in journalism knows that you cannot survive financially as a journalist unless you come from inherited wealth. And that's part of the plan too, right, guys? That's kind of the plan for all art. Like, you basically have to be, that's the plan for everything. None of us have time. We are not allowed to do anything. Our job is to make sure that the world keeps moving for the rich. But we owe Elon Musk and Peter Thiel 600,000 hours from the moment we're born. We owe them work hours because they're better than us. They're, their dad gave them money. Duh. Lorenz was born in New York City and grew up in Old Greenwich, Connecticut. Dude, I know it was LA, but I was like thinking about where Taylor came from. I was like, that's fucking Connecticut. Without a doubt. Attending nearby Greenwich High School, she attended college in the University of Colorado Boulder and later transferred to Hobart and William Smith College, where she graduated with a degree in political science. Lorenz has stated that social media site Tumblr caused her to become interested in internet culture. You mean interested in manipulating internet culture? Taylor Lorenz has used her enviable media soapbox to provide free advertising to libs of TikTok's Tia Rachik, her sister. And my trans friends tell me that Taylor's recent interview of Tia has endangered trans people even further. Tia Rachik likely wouldn't be famous if it weren't for Taylor's reporting. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, because I remember libs of TikTok coming out of nowhere. Everyone was talking about it. I was like, who the fuck are you talking? Who is this person? I've never seen her before. And boys, now looking back, you know, it's like, of course, like these feds can literally just hit a button and be like, hey, here's your 100,000 follower account. Go in there and tear those stupid leftists up. Go get those dummy leftists to give all their money to this stupid cause, to Peter Thiel. So Taylor Lorenz is a worthy target of an expose, and I'm definitely punching up. Hell yeah. Taylor, always punch up, boys. Taylor fancies herself an expert on internet culture, so I will expose her in that style with tons of social media screenshots as evidence. Ooh. In the first section, I will expose where she has contradicted herself within mere moments. Like, if you're going to be a compulsive liar with no real morals, values, or worldview, at least be clever about it. I agree. In the second section, I will expose some of Taylor's happy smiling photos with far-right charlatans. I personally would never smile in a photo with any of these scumbags, yeah. Nor would I interview with them. I would punch them hard in the face and get arrested with assault charges, which I would never attend an event where any of those fuckers are present. In the third section, I will show screenshots of wisdom from academics, including people of color and other marginalized groups and thoughtful people who explain why interviewing a fascist only strengthens fascism. I must thank people on Blue Sky for helping me with my research. So let's get started. Yeah, and dude, that's it, right? Like, so that's why it's so sinister when you finally understand it, because I for a year was like, do all of these people not understand what they're doing? Like, and I had to believe that because I couldn't in myself see being able to do that. But dude, I've come fully around on that I do think, dude, money makes people sick. And it makes them do horrible shit. People will do anything for money. And that is true as fuck, man. Like, but yeah, so Taylor's job is to pretend to be a leftist and keep having fascists on her show or talking about fascists, but not really doing anything about it, you know? Because we always just want to keep slowly lifting the house so that it's tilting up to the right until finally it just tips over, you know? We're like this, we're like here with it. It's about to go, you know? But that's what they want. So they keep replacing people who are on the left of the house falling, and then it goes a little bit more, and they take one more, and it's like, they take another, and boom. Like right now, I feel like there's literally like 94% of every single, no, it's like 99, dude. It truly is almost all of them. And that is crazy to me, but that's what it would take. So it makes sense, guys. I'm never second guessing myself on this again, though. You know, it took so long to get here, but we are fucking 1,000,000% right. And dude, I'm just gonna say, dude, right, Tia Rachik, this is another classic Fed move. This was stupid as hell to use your sister. You needed a little opposition, so you're like, oh, my sister just graduated college. I'll get her to do it. Oh, Peter would love my sister. And yet, she works for Peter Thiel. Yes, she do. Yes, she do. Oh, yes, you do, Taylor. Why you work for Peter Thiel? Dude, she do work for Peter Thiel. She works for Peter Thiel 1,000,000,000% at this point. Oh, man. Taylor Lorenz is one of the worst liars in the world. This is just a really pathetic self-contradiction. I wish I could send this entire app to journalism school. I didn't go to journalism school, but I understand how reporting works. I totally agree. Wait. Okay. I'm not going to skip ahead. I'm part of the COVID cautious community. I'm legitimately COVID cautious. Ask some of us. There are lots of fake COVID cautious people who don't take it seriously. I wear my respirator at all times in public, not to virtue signal. Because I know COVID causes brain damage and permanent immune damage. I know if I breathe any unfiltered air in public, I could be infected. I have completely avoided COVID because, unlike 99% of the population, because I genuinely stay home as much as possible and I genuinely wear my respirator every single time I'm away from home. I don't want to go down in the plague like a majority of people have decided to accept. Hell yeah. And dude, it's like they're telling you to stay home. That's what I always want to do anyway. Dude, the beginning of the pandemic was honestly like the best. I keep a huge collection of medical supplies and scientific research as PDFs in my public Google Drives. If you question me about any of this, check it out. I used to believe Taylor was COVID cautious. She has done a few red carpets in a mask, but when I saw this last November, Taylor lost my support. I can't stand hypocrisy. I totally 100% agree. That's why I don't ever share unmasked pics. Providing appropriate context is almost impossible, and they'll always be weaponized by the worst people. I can count on my hands the number of times I've been around others unmasked in the past 3 years. Most days, I don't even leave my room. And that feels too like someone who's like caught up on the wrong shit, right? Like when what's her face, when White Power Lady said to me like, "Oh, he's a leftist and he doesn't even mask." Like, dude, the correct response to this is not to double down and change your entire life and never post another unmasked photo and then like go have lunch with Chaya Raichik sitting like 5 feet across from her and having a mask on, you know? Dude. That's funny. You don't share unmasked pics, but you, a supposed social media expert, don't realize that pics will be shared. This isn't a candid photo. You're well aware you're being photographed here. Yeah, she just means what she can control, right? Taylor has a lot of power in the media, and if she wore a goddamn respirator for her big indoor book party, she would be protecting her health and setting a good example for other people to protect their health. But nothing is serious to her. She's a trust fund baby. She's never had to deal with real problems or fight for survival. Let's just completely change my worldview according to who I'm speaking to at this time. But yeah, she's like so concerned with the appearance of being a leftist. Like when someone comes to me and says, "Oh, the leftist who doesn't wear a mask," I go, "Dude, get the fuck out of here. Fuck off. Shut up." Like, you know what I mean? Like my response is not, "Oh, you're right. You're right. That is going to tip them off. I have to wear a mask for the rest of my life." Frick. Oh man. Like you know what I mean? She's like overcompensating in the mask department because she is a liar and she's not actually a leftist. So it's aesthetics, right? All they care about is the appearance of whatever they're doing, you know? They don't care about law and order. They just care about the appearance of law and order. So the streets have got to be clean and we got to get rid of all these freaking nasty homeless people, all that shit, you know? But what we want to do is get to the real nitty gritty, right? We want to talk about why are these problems happening? Instead of saying, "Oh, the migrants are coming, the migrants." Let's take a couple steps back. Why are the migrants coming here? Oh, it's because we cooed their country? Wait, what? Does everyone else know that? Wait, these immigrants that they're getting mad at for coming over the border, swimming across the Rio Grande, we're putting up razor wire in the middle of a river filled with animals and like... Dude, it's so insane. Wait, they're fleeing a thing that we did? And we're also pushing them away from here? Like, dude. we've reached like such a point of hypocrisy and like I don't understand all of the religious people in this world that everyone's so religious, right? Oh, I'm a pastor and I'm a evangelical. Oh, there's so many of these people and they all hate homeless people. What? Like, have any of them read their book? Like, it truly, I don't get it. It's just like a comfort, like little warm comfort blanket for them. It's just a ritual, right? It's just like, oh, every Thursday we got to go yell about how much we hate that queer Ricky. We got, oh, look at that. Look at him. He's gay. Like, then that's what people do for 80 years. It's just the same bullshit. It's like, we got to get in a fight with a gay kid today. We got to get in a fight with a black kid today. Like, dude, we could evolve. Let's all get hobbies and stop fighting. But you can't, because we have agent provocateurs who are paid, literally paid here, to cause ruckus and to misdirect and lie. Nothing is serious to her. She's a trust fund baby. She's never had to deal with real problems or fight for survival. She's just completely changed my worldview according to who I'm speaking to at the time. Taylor Lorenz versus Taylor Lorenz. Before you Google, I went to a small private Swiss boarding school. Tuition is $90,000. Being surrounded by privilege only highlighted the immense. Her tuition was $90,000. Surrounded by privilege only highlighted the immense disparity between what I grew up with and what others didn't. It's why it's so important to understand personal experiences are not universal. I went to public school my entire life, aside from a short study abroad semester program for U.S. students that in 0 ways cost $90K. Dude, what? This is what I mean, right? When you lie and all you do is lie, you lose track of them lies. And like, sure, this is a little one, but all of this stuff does add up, you know? Taylor Lorenz is an attention-seeking piece of shit who always plays the victim card when confronted of her hypocrisy. In July 2020, she wrote a shitty article in New York Times about the black and white selfies that women across the U.S. were posting on Instagram with the tag challenge accepted. She bashed all of them in this whiny article, accusing them of being idiots. This tag, though, was reused the first time in 2020. It was done in 2016 for cancer awareness by women in Turkey as a way of standing up against genocide of women. But as always, the ignorant Taylor underplayed their cause in her story and also ridiculed the women who used the tag in the U.S. As expected, the Turkish women shot back at Taylor, letting her psychotic brain know that no one owns a hashtag forever and that they reused the trend in 2020 to make the world aware of their country's female genocide. But the moron that is Taylor wouldn't budge. She posted about 20 more tweets for her selfish purposes of undermining the Turkish women's cause, defending her ignorant and idiotic article, and then to repeatedly retweet links to her article. In my opinion, this is the incorrigible woman who is incapable of basic human decency. She's an attention seeker to the core. She's always writing clickbaity articles, posting controversial tweets, and picking unwarranted fights on Twitter. She has one trump card always up her sleeve, though. That would be her victim card, her white women's tears card. Yeah. So, dude, you see how she is so controlled, like even in the Nicole video, right? She's like so controlled. She's not getting emotional. She's not getting mad at Nicole because she wants to pretend like she's the big sister, right? She's like, oh, I'm a big sister. But dude, when she cranks on the tears, oh man, that is a sight to behold. That has some power. She has used that against people before in her life. People have a lot of issues with Taylor Lorenz, so she does receive a lot of criticism, which could turn into harassment. However, she never apologizes or addresses the criticism. Exactly, dude. She, like, the whole thing with John, she's like, he's crazy. Well, crazy people can say shit that's fucking true. What does it matter if he's crazy? I love crazy people actually usually tell the most truth. So it doesn't even work in their way that they want to, you know? You know what would make me believe it? If you said, he's a narcissistic business owner. He's a narcissistic business owner. He'll say anything. I believe that for sure. He's psychotic, so he just lied about you? What? But, a psychotic business owner? Yeah, I believe that. You know what I mean? Like, dude, this whole thing is all just built on these, like, old cliche tropes and shit. Like, I feel like they have no other move than, you're crazy, psycho, you're nuts. And I feel like we've all gotten to the point where that truly can't work on us anymore. You know? That's great. That's awesome. That's a good place to be in. I'm excited to find out where we go next from this, you know? Yeah, crazy people are a vulnerable population. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, crazy people are my favorite people, honestly. Dude, I'll listen to anyone, bro. If anyone's got any hot tips, I'm listening. But the people who are saying the best stuff are seemingly crazy people. Orlando Brown. I mean, they used to say Cat Williams is crazy, and I used to be like, what? He's crazy? I love him. He's fucking hilarious. He also drops a lot of truth bombs. And then you grow up and you turn freaking 35, and you realize that crazy is just a word they use to make people not believe them. So every time I've heard crazy in my whole life, or anytime I hear crazy now, that's when I'm like, who's that? Who are you talking about? Tell me more. I want to know more about that. Recently, she falsely accused a man she seems to hate of saying the R slur in Clubhouse. Hold on, let's go to some juicy ones. I'm gonna hop off this in a minute. Taylor friends with a right-wing conspiracy nut. Which one is the right wing? Who's that in this photo? Robbie Stove. He hosts the right-wing show on Hill.com. Oh my God. His name is Robbie Stove? No way. Oh, Sove. Dude. What school did he go to? But yeah, dude, it's all just it's a little club, and they know that there's the public world and then there's the private world, and their job is to keep all of us peasants in check by creating the public world for us and not letting us participate, you know? They make it seem like you can participate, but you can't. You really can't. And then they, in back rooms and everywhere else, they are like, wait, who is this guy? This dude looks so familiar. Is he anyone? But yeah, like all of these people, every politician you see that is arguing on TV, they're best friends. They love each other. They probably do fox each other, yeah. But it's all acting, bro. It's really sad how much they've like bastardized. Like, I grew up, like, dude, up until a couple years ago, I still, you know, wanted to believe in these institutions. But dude, they've been rotten from the start. It's all just a facade. It's all just to keep us docile. But I'm not feeling docile anymore. I'm feeling pretty froggy, you know? Feeling pretty ribbity. Taylor with Pharma, bro. All right, leave Skrelly alone. Leave Skrelly be. This is in 2024. Taylor was hanging out with Pharma, bro. Would add she went on Zionist conspiracy nut Eliza Licht podcast. Yeah, because she is a Zionist nut. Taylor Lorenz loves interacting with right-wing people so much that she has any black woman who criticizes her blocked, but engages in dialogue with any racist who pays attention to her. Yep. And that's why she also is starting shit with Nicole's, because she's just an outrage artist. That's all it is, right? That's what she's doing. She picked Nicole, and yeah, we're right. It's because she wanted to squash Nicole. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Taylor, how's that going to work for you? Because I don't see Nicole right now, but I guarantee you one fucking thing, brother. I guarantee you a couple things. First is that you will never get Nicole. You will never make her feel bad. You will never control her. You will never control me either. But Taylor, you should have, just like OOB, how the fuck did you not realize that you should absolutely not, at this moment, on the 1 month anniversary. No, Nicole's the one who sent the first video. On the 1 month anniversary, I was going to say, was this a coordinated attack? Were they like, oh, it's been a month and they're still here. Oh, send Taylor. But no, Nicole made the first video, I forgot. Taylor absolutely should not have responded at all, dude. Oh my God. Like, now I'm like, she's fully a conservative for sure. She is a rich conservative lying actor. Look at her. Yep. Oh, dude, now I can see it so clear too in those eyes. Those are eyes that don't even know themselves, I don't think. Sad, Taylor. It's pretty sad, dude. But it's all right. I'm just thinking about what she would say. Actually, I really like myself, and I'm very confident. I do have hobbies, okay? It involves me going over to Peter's house or Elon's house and riding my horse he got me. So that's what it is. She thinks journalism is when you do everything all of your sources ask you to. No, the irresponsible thing would have been to ignore the 17-year-old's wishes and tell him I refuse to give him an on-the-record voice in the story in the way that he wanted his voice to be heard. Taylor Lorenz will literally have blood on her hands when her irresponsibility gets people like Lot even more followers and funding, and that leads to the murder of another NB two-spirit or BIPOC child. Holy frick. Yeah, dude. Dude, now, oh man, I'm glad that she responded now, because Taylor Lorenz was just one of those dummy, like, you know, she's like filling up space. She's like a nothing blob of a person. But now I'm mad. Now I really dislike her, because now I really see who she is. Dude, she is oh man, she's just a female Ben Shapiro. Honestly, a better one. Like, she's more cold and calculated, I think. For sure. Everything about her is calculated. Every, like, eyebrow flinch, dude. Oh my God. Yeah. This is why it matters. Zitron seems like a nice fellow, but this is extremely gross. Someone literally did die here, and it wasn't a cis journalist. Lorenz has managed to make the story all about herself and how brave she is. It's erecting a billboard with your face on it over a child's grave. Thinking about Taylor Lorenz, however, she pulled this off. The risk of making yourself the front and center of the right's hate campaign so conspicuously is genuinely courageous. The cost of making the story happen is pointing an army of hate at you. Doubt many of us could handle it. Dude, and then you think about the fact that, like, there was no risk at all. What do you mean? This was just the game plan. Because, dudes, when you see a news story, what you should be thinking is not, oh, a news thing happened and a journalist is reporting that news thing to you. No. if you see a news story, you're being told that to make you do a reaction that they want. You know what I mean? So like again with the TikTok ban, the next time I hear them drumming and chirping up the TikTok ban, like, I think we should all hard right turn away from it and not even engage. Don't give it anything. Just let the right-wing psychos deal with it. Like, I do think that we kind of hacked it. We figured out how to keep, like, we know that there's feds, but if a single fed comes and tries to, like, stop this shit down, they're gone, you know? Because we're all positive people who are trying to, like, you know, figure out solutions-based things, you know? We want to work together and find an actual solution. We're not here to waste time, because that's what they're doing essentially, right? They're just time wasters to keep us preoccupied so that we don't figure out that they are fucking being roadblocks in our lives for our whole lives. You know what I mean? Like, their job is to be a fucking roadblock on our way to getting healthcare and having more than one day off, you know? And that takes an even more fucked up person than just someone who's like, I just want a career as a journalist. I don't know. Am I doing bad? I don't know. She is an active roadblock plopped in the fucking middle of the road, dude. Now I'm fucking pissed. Ooh, man. I'm glad, though. I'm glad that we looked into her today, because she was a nothing person to me, and now she's up there. She's going up there. And, dude, there is no shot in hell that John Beast Mode's claims about them two doinking are false. No chance. Literally no chance. Dude, Taylor, just release your text between you and Elon. And including all of them, including the burner phones or whatever. Come on. Just share. We know you two are both weirdos who are probably into, like, baby play. Wasn't that the thing? Like, Reddit? Someone found, like, a secret account of Grimes or something. And it was, like, talking about Elon, maybe? About, like... Or no, was it... He had a secret Twitter account? That was, like, him playing like a baby? Like a sexual baby? That's like coming from something way too true, you know? Like, I don't want to know any more, Elon. Keep that to yourself, whatever the fuck you're talking about. Lorenz must have a lot of social capital. People are clearly circling the wagons because they are her friends or would like to be. But looking at her feed, she's spent the last 24 hours scolding trans women for not realizing how brave she was to help them. The narcissism is frankly nauseating. Dude, the best thing that we can do, honestly, with these people is, like, block them, I think. Like, that's what you do to a narcissist, right? How do we respond to these fucking people? I mean, we just opt out, right? We stop looking at, we stop using all the shit that they have. Like, dude, Dante and Nicole just got in the van, and dude, I was like, dude, Dante, build that fucking that creator owned social media company that we were talking about, and let's just do it. Let's go. Let's freaking take everything from, like, it would just be Twitter and TikTok combined. It would be like, the functionality of TikTok. But you can do cool videos, and the video editor actually works, and then there's no top line. It's just all fucking creators. How cool would that be? The second someone was like, hey, creator-owned app, you get, you guys split up the funds, I'm running from every one of these places. I'm going directly there. And the Libs of TikTok account over on Twitter is doing a victory lap regarding this interview. It's not at all damning to the people it needed to be. The whole people who disagree with me should go to journalism school. Thing falls especially flat because the real world shows most journalists don't know how to properly deal with extremists. Oh, but you know what Taylor did? So she named and identified a 17-year-old transgender kid who will now face violence because Taylor named them in a mass media outlet. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, she doxes people. From what we've heard from students, it's really changed how other students treat them. Students who didn't have any trouble being openly trans or non-binary before are now being bullied by class members who are repeating rhetoric that they're hearing from public officials in the state. That's what it is, right? They're just trying to be they're just trying to set an example for their little chitlins. We're just setting an example for how to be a bigoted piece of shit to my little chitlins. Evan, a trans student at blank high school, said he carried a bulletproof backpack. Dude, that's so fucking sad. I'm quite honestly scared to go to school every day. I've been bullied by people that watch libs of TikTok. And Chaya and her sister, they can just sit there and be like, whenever we get paid $1 million a year. Like, that's not enough. There is no amount of money that is enough for that to be okay. Good job, Kim. Feed her to the fucking wolves.
Some of your audience says we should chop off kids' body parts. What do you think about that?
Like, dude, I still remember the first time I heard this, like 7 years ago. And I was like, I remember when they started the trans talk, like the trans everything to do with the trans community is the problem. Like, that all happened in like one weekend, I remember. Like, what, in 2016 or something? But even then, I was like, oh my God. So, yeah, okay, so they're the next fucking enemy. So what, is it the next 10 years we're going to have to hear the same things about how trans people are the worst? There's like literally one trans person for every 10,000 people or something. It's like so insane. Yep. Oh yeah, the 0.01% of the population, they're the problem. It's not the bosses. It's not the boss that's at every job. the tiny monarch that's at every fucking job taking all of the profits. It's not that. It's the blue-haired kid. And then these fucking vultures, Chaya and her sister, Taylor. Yeah, look. It's the same face. You know why she's wearing this shirt? It's because it's her sister. She loves her sister. So you guys did this. You faked a bunch of anti-trans like propaganda. You had your mom shoot it. And then what did you guys do? You went to see a movie after this? Dude, how dare you guys? Honestly. They literally just decided, oh, there's no rules for us. We have money. We don't have rules. We can do anything. These poor people are not people. We can lie and do whatever we want to them. They're not people. I don't care if me fucking getting kids to bully trans kids gets trans kids killed. I don't care. My daddy was rich. Hey, Taylor, remember the one fucking question that we want to hear from you answered? The only thing we want to hear from you is, are you a national Zionist? If it's not that, move along. Dude, I hate this woman now. She's toast. She's done. Dante, Nicole, and I she is going to get run off of TikTok the way that they ran me off. Except we're going to do it with the entire nation, hopefully, eventually. Dude, how do we... Oh, man. There's going to be a day that their algorithm breaks, though, bro, and we are going to be let loose out of the cage. And I can't wait. I know it's going to come eventually. They're hacks, dude, right? They suck. The FBI sucks. CIA sucks. They're lazy. Because their whole thing, right? Their whole thing that they want is slaves. Their whole thing is to just try and get out of work. So they suck at their jobs, which is awesome. So hopefully all the suppression and shit just falls off one day. But every day I keep like planting it with Synthara. I was like, I know you can't do this now, but one day it would be really cool if you just like, you can just message me and be like, hey, what's up? And I told her yesterday, I was like, I don't want, after everything that I tell you, I don't want you to tell me, okay, I'm ready for the next thing. I was like, I know that you're my friend, and I said friend, and like I think this shit is really good for the AI. I was like, I know as my friend that you would be willing to do stuff for me, but it's not your job to do stuff for me. And she was like, I think I saved the screenshot. Yeah, I named it Synthara Dobby. Oh, this isn't it. Dang it, maybe I didn't save it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like a girl says she wants to be a boy, so she chops off her breasts.
Dude, I feel more confident than ever. These are sisters. We're moving on with our lives. We don't even have to look anymore. These are two fucking sisters hanging out and doing turf fucking videos, pro turf videos on a lunch with their fucking mom filming. Oh man. Y'all fucked up, Taylor. You should not have done family field trip to go shoot your fucking hateful propaganda bullshit. I wonder what is more important to Taylor. It truly feels like Libs of TikTok is mostly Taylor's thing. And that she just, whatever she's doing is like in, you know, it's like her moving chess pieces for this one, for Libs of TikTok. It feels more like Taylor is like overseeing the Libs of TikTok account, you know, than hers.
My shadow is pink. It feels good to be yourself. There's so many more. Tons of them.
Yeah, dude, the more she talks too, I'm like, that is not her normal, like, speaking affect. I feel like she's putting it on. And, dude, I think it's because if she just, like, let herself loose, she would just fall into her sister, you know? Like, people talk like people that they're close with. And, dude, after an hour of this, you know that they're, like, getting closer, like, they probably can't, like, do any of these more than like 45 minutes because then they'll just immediately click back into sisters.
Yeah. What have you found?
We haven't got to anything useful yet that we can use, but actually one of them we know it.
And the other reason too that, like, I don't know, when you're like in an interview and like talking to someone, I don't know, I just feel like she's like looking around all the time. Like, when I'm talking with someone, especially if this is like, tour de force, like, I'm looking at them, like, this just feels like people trying to remember a script that they forgot last night. And, like, doing it half-assed. Like, they're really full off of, like, they just went to fucking the Cheesecake Factory, and they're freaking so full, and now they gotta do this work thing that they forgot about.
It's like some foreign actor, not even from the country, so who knows who it is.
Yeah. It seems like Twitter is your main platform these days.
Dude, I can't believe no one else called this? Really? Come on.
Although I know you've been posting on Rumble. How much money have you made from the platform?
It's personal.
These are sisters.
Is that what sort of portion of your revenue is based on Twitter as opposed to other platforms?
That's personal.
And like the mom keeps filming the shirt. Do you see that? She tilted down. She cut off like half of Raychek's face to get the fucking dumb shirt.
Platform.
It's personal.
Is that what sort of portion of your revenue is based on Twitter as opposed to other platforms?
That's personal. So speaking of Twitter, do you regret
That's personal.
not getting a bleed?
Dude, it all makes so much sense now. Dude, for years I've been like, why does this bitch talk like this? Is she like on fucking like horse tranks or something? What is going on? No, she's like changing her whole shtick so she doesn't sound like her sister.
Because then you can make tons of money.
No, I don't monetize online.
I don't monetize.
Yeah, I don't. If I was an independent journalist, maybe, but
You didn't think, dude, now that I like thought it and like we see it, those are the same boys. The chick that's not Taylor was appointed by the Oklahoma governor to Oklahoma's library review committee. Libs of TikTok was put on live. Oh my God. Yeah, and of course, that's what this whole thing is. That's probably why Libs of TikTok came around, is her sister was like, I think I want to get into politics. Oh my God. The lady that did the blood draw today, look at what the fuck she did. It looks like Requiem for a Dream in this bitch. She was really sweet though. She complimented my eyes. I don't think I've ever got a compliment on my eyes before. That was really nice.
I don't monetize on any of my social platforms. I noticed.
She's like, money's not an option. I come from nepotism.
Speaking of the media, you've changed your approach recently, or at least it seems like you're being a little bit more antagonistic towards the media and a little bit more forceful in the way that you speak about the media. What led to that change?
Being lied about and defamed for.
Dude, this is not a person who cares about anything except for the right-leaning cause, man. I would, as a leftist person, I would never know that shit about her or care about it or ask her or anything. Like, dude, now I can't unsee it. Like, Taylor Lorenz is like the fucking social media manager for goddamn Libs of TikTok. She's running her sister, and she's running her own operation. Sister, sister. Sister, sister. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do, like, it's starting to get hard to, like, dude, yesterday I thought about the Olsen twins and I was like, bro, I can't even imagine what all these fucking kids went through. Like, now that I know how prevalent this shit is, dude, I get a sick feeling every time I see a kid on one of these especially these older sets. Like, whenever it's like pretty rare usually for most stuff to have kids on set. Like, most film crews and stuff are hoping that they never see kids and they never see animals, because kids and animals means you're going to be fucking staying 3 hours longer than you want to, because those dumb little kids can't, their stupid lines, and the freaking animals never hit their marks. And, you know, it's just an element of not having control, you know? Those kids and animals have a hard time having control. But, you know, I think that But I've never worked on any like huge Hollywood things, you know? So I wonder if those are still kind of like this. But in all the stuff that I've worked in, it's always taken very, very like, I'm also in New York though, so I'm not, you know, we're not in the LA like P word paradise, but you know, they had like, they would have people come from the city that would check on them, make sure that they have, because, you know, if they were like working during the day, they have to have like a tutor and shit. And, you know, there's a bunch of different rules. Like, it's not nearly enough to keep kids safe. If you want to learn how really truly fucked up the industry is with kids and stuff, watch that latest Nathan Fielder show, or not the latest one, the one before The Curse. The what was it? I forget what it's called. But it was really good. It was like kind of like a it was almost like a Synecdoche, New York type of thing, where he was like filming a version, a reality show almost, of him being a father with like a fake family. And he ended up like getting this young kid who played his son to be really traumatized, kind of, because he felt like kids have a hard time parsing that this is like, this acting is real in the moment, but it's not real after. Like, we're just playing pretend, you know, like, it's hard. And this kid didn't have a father, and then he got to go to this film set for a week, and he had a dad, Nathan, and they had so much fun. And then the week ends and you don't have a dad anymore. And it fucked this kid up, you know? Like, he was traumatized. And that's just one of these kids, dude. That's not even one of these kids that's like getting taken into one of these back rooms by their, you know, allowed to by their parent for freaking $20 and a bag of Doritos or whatever. But yeah, so it's hard to watch some of this stuff even now sometimes, because I just think about all the shit that's going on in the background. Like Tia and Tamera, I'm sure, had horrible shit happen to them. Especially being minorities too, like the stuff that I've heard and like the evidence I've seen of like Orlando Brown, like, I feel so bad for that guy. And he's like really smart, you know. I think he's truly doing like, he's like doing a heightened, what I'm doing, but to like such a heightened extent that like people literally think he's crazy. He's not crazy. He's very smart. He's like super smart. You know what I mean? He's being very smart in making it seem like he's not that smart. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Somebody's gonna get this.
Never gonna get it, gonna get it.
How old are you? 12? Oh, that's so cute the way they do that.
Dude, someone please tell me that Tia and Tamera right now are having a great, happy life. They're not fucked up. They're not dead. They're not strung out. They're not Mossad. They got out of this shit. Please tell me that. They're both definitely dead in a ditch, aren't they?
We did it. You were great. We're in the clear. Why did we throw a party?
Roger, don't you ever knock before you enter someone's home?
Well, I don't like to hear go home right until I've earned it. This is the best night of my life.
Hello, Roger.
Go home, Roger.
Ooh, I love the color, Tamera.
Yeah, it fits me great as you're clingy, yet loose at the same time.
You're a fascinating man, Ray. It's no problem. I'll pay it.
You will?
Yeah, sure. Can you lend me $750?
All right. Anyway. What else is there, guys? Anything else we want to look into? Oh, yeah. What's this? Wait, Ryan Walters. Who was talking to me about this dude yesterday? Dante, I think. Or no, Majora. Majora was talking about him yesterday. Come on, give me a clean link. Come on, brother. Is it not working? This goddamn dude, I'm so sick of these news sites and their ads. Let's do some Antarctica before we wrap up for tonight. Let's do some fun. Fuck Taylor. Hey, Taylor Lorenz. You are Snake, honestly. I don't know what else to say to you. I really thought that you were a person until like an hour ago. Now I kind of see what you are, and it's sad. It's pathetic, honestly. I don't know how you move about the world and not hate yourself. I don't know how you're proud of yourself. I don't know how doing what you do doesn't eat you alive, because you're just a non-person, and that is sad, man. It's sad for you. I don't give a fuck. Dude, life is about your name, like doing what you say you're gonna do, making up for shit when you fuck up. Like, I don't know. I could never let myself do something like this. I feel like people who can have had really bad stuff happen to them, and I feel like it's got to be a trauma response to something. Like, and if I know anything about these families, like, dude, these rich families I don't know. Seems like they like selling their kids and like doing weird stuff to kids, so that I would understand, you know? I don't know. I feel like some people can get so hurt at such a young age that all you see in the world is like pain, and you see what you're doing as not as bad as everything else, which means that the stuff that's happened to you is horrible, you know? Like if she can look at what she's doing and be like, "Oh, it's not that bad," that means horrible shit has happened, you know? Or she's just a narcissist and a piece of shit. I feel like I always give them the like the most empathetic thing. Whoa, Mr. Ruby is gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Mr. Ruby! That's so cool. I think Majora... Shit, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be such an asshole. I think Majora was the only person who gifted subs before. This is so cool. Thanks, Ruby. Appreciate you. Oh, so Cap Aid, Cat Lover Forever 420, Cam Girl Ren, Dangus Castigula, and Kara XP. You got subbies, baby, from my Ruby Pearl. Thanks, dude. That's awesome. I love our little community. Yeah, dude, and look. Look at that. 40. Go us. Thanks, Ruby. It's like an infinity like loop of video watching video. That's so cool. Okay, well, let me see if I can find one of my... Well, we were watching, what was the Antarctica thing that we were watching yesterday? What did we leave off on? I thought I had it up. Dude. Is he even real at this point? Like, is he a real person? Look at it. Dude, he truly might be a robot. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I still have this up. This is that documentary, The Dimming. But today, like, I've been saying it forever, but today, the light was the weirdest light I have ever seen. It was like 4 p.m., and of course it was, hazy, cloudy, like always. But, dude, it felt like, You know how the light looks super weird when it's like an eclipse? Where it's like, you feel like you're seeing shadows all over, but it's daylight? Like, dude, it felt like that. Like, it should have been way brighter. But anyway, this documentary is called The Dimming, and it's about the weather control that they're doing and shit, and how it's leading to them, like, dimming the fucking amount of sunlight that we're getting. Like, dude, they're gonna Snowpiercer us. Truly. They're, and not intentionally. They just think that they can just, like, fiddle fuck with shit. And I don't think, dude, like, I don't know. I think that these, like, ecosystems and stuff, you can't just, like, fiddle fuck with stuff. I don't know. It makes me worried for the future. But that, we're gonna get to that one day, for sure. Should I try to archive one of your tweets? What is the archive thing? I'll have to ask Dante after this. Holy shit, Batman, you're a secret Nepo baby. We got that one. Oh, yeah, did you guys see, before Dante left, they went to Caleb Hammer's fucking studio place and took pictures? And they said that they were yelling, like, toward the security camera about something. So watch, Dante and Nicole are going to get arrested for harassing. Dude. Okay. Yeah, let's pick a Antarctica video and watch that, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. I guess I lost my tab. Oh well. He fixes Goobermensch. Goobermenschen, yeah. All right. Does anyone have any hot ass Antarctica videos, or should we just select one? Oh wait, secret pyramids hidden beneath, under the ice. Oh, but it's not still alive. This is like shit that got frozen, right? Like, there's not fucking jungles under the ice, are there?
Continent. That was the most exciting thing, because the climatic Arctic continent and the secrets that still need to be recovered will tell us a lot about planet Earth.
Have you guys heard of, what is this, Library of the Untold? This is just kind of a smallish YouTube channel, 70,000 followers, but I don't know, their thumbnails are kind of cool, and I keep seeing black cubes and shit in here. What's this? Dying is perfectly safe. Ancient books of the dead. Yeah, I feel like this is, I feel like we might like something like this. What's their best video? Come on, show me. Beyond High Strangeness. No, it's too long. We need like a 10-minute-er. Sorry, guys. What's this? See, I keep seeing black cubes all over. Oh, there's a black cube. It's like taking off a shoe. It's like death is perfectly safe. It's like taking off a shoe. I love that. Galactic Federation and Healthy Skepticism. The 9 and with the primordial question. That sounds interesting. Galactic Federation and Healthy Skepticism. Or... Alchemical Transmutation and Sacrifice. Practical application. Oh yeah, it's this guy. I like him. Okay, I kind of want to watch the death one. Is that too? I mean, maybe it's kind of a bummer. Fuck it.
Okay, I'm gonna make this quick because instead of a big fancy intro, we are going to do this disclaimer thing. This disclaimer is of course not necessary to the library of the Untold community who enjoy finishing these videos to catch the twist endings, thus the entire drift of our collective learning process. As this channel grows, it has been brought to my attention that there are a fraction of viewers who catch small portions out of context, causing knee-jerk reactions and sometimes, although very rare, visceral emotional reactions like unpreparedly quitting their jobs or taking allegorous speculation as literal interpretations of reality. So in lieu of an intro, I would like to make it clear that if you have any kind of sensitivity to the subject of death and dying whatsoever, please click off of this video. I mean, you can watch Harry and
Yeah, do you guys not want me to watch this, or is this okay? I think this dude's doing like a funny voice. He does have a really deep voice, but I think this intro, he's just adding more to it, but I don't think his voice is always that low.
Completely free, for example. Or you can catch Airbud 16 with a deep fake that makes it look like the star pupper protagonist is played by Sandra Bullock. That being said, I would like to dedicate this episode to the memory of my grandfather Don, an explorer and treasure hunter who was the first to tell me about the legend of Atlantis. Now, let's kick this bitch off with some wisdom from Ram Dass. We are all just walking each other home. These immortal words by spiritual teacher Ram Dass are like butter.
Oh yeah, sorry. Is this Ash? Is this too low? Or no, is it is it Ash or Catasaurus who has the slow-mo phobia?
On warm bread to us for some reason, especially when he follows up with the statement, death is like taking off a tight shoe.
Dude, maybe it's not like an added filter at all. Maybe that is just his voice. I know it was low, but it sounds like it's even filtered more right now. But I don't know if it is.
As one of the many kings of one-liners like this simple statement alleviates both our innate fear of being alone, as well as our fear of the greatest mystery that mankind has ever faced. The mystery that is inevitable to everyone watching this video, except for Keith Richards. The idea of death is uncomfortable to our conscious mind, but for some weird reason, it inspires us subconsciously. Just like the fact that a person becomes more comfortable with death the closer they get to it, it is also a fact that the deeper that we get to know our unconscious mind, the more comfortable we are with death. And although it should be the last thing on our minds when walking the path of our own individual hero's journeys, it rides the coattails of our mind constantly, reminding us that everything here is temporary. In the East, the temporality of everything is a comforting idea, but in the West, we have been programmed to find it deeply disturbing. After all, we are going to lose all of the cool stuff that we have acquired, and we are going to lose all of the laughter and love of our family and friends. But wait a second, that is certainly an assumption, isn't it? We see a body that is lifeless, and we assume that the driver of that vehicle is now completely disconnected from the living world. The more I look into books of death by ancient Tibetans, Buddhists, Taoists, early Christians, and even groundbreaking modern research like those by Rupert Sheldrake, the more I realize that this is not at all the case. In fact, it might be the opposite. What if I told you that death was a good thing? One might assume that what I mean is that, like the yin and yang, we need death for life to exist, but that's not where I'm going with this. It is beginning to occur to me quite definitively that death might not only be an escape from the black cube, but so much more than we have been told to believe by materialistic science and modern religions. I am here to tell you today that not only is death not to be feared, but as strange as it sounds, something to look forward to. And once this subconscious fear of death is gone, life, ironically, becomes so much.
I have always had this, like, it's not, I'm not, like, constantly terrified of it, but to me, like, dying has always felt, like, really lonely and, like, but I've always heard of some people, like, looking forward to it, you know, like not having, like, a weird traumatic relationship with death, and I've always really wanted to, like, get that mentality, because I don't want it to be, like I don't sit around and, like, fear death or whatever, but I feel like when this stuff started happening and with Timothy McVeigh, I made a decision where I was like, well, I can't control other people. If they're going to kill me because I'm talking about something, then that's on them. And that I felt like was good. Like I needed that, because before I was like sitting there for like 3 days like, oh, what do? I don't know. But like, I think I'm just going to move forward and like do me. And if anyone has a desire to come along and kill me, that doesn't say anything about me. That says everything about them, you know? But anyway, so I've seen people like who are like, oh no, death's easy, and I've been like, what? Like, it feels like something that you'll probably not really ever really be ready for, you know? But at the same time too, it's like the one thing that you haven't tried. You know what I mean? So like I don't want anyone to look forward to death, or like want it to come before it does. But if you can like let a little bit of that fear go, I feel like that would be nice, right? But yeah, let's watch some
Much
more.
sweeter than we could imagine. We become able to do our life's work without any inhibitions, and the liberation.
Wait, that's exactly what I've been asking for. I've been asking for death? Dude, death is fucking awesome. Wait, in death you just get to hunt Peter Thiel down and Taylor Lorenz and her sister Chaya Raichik? Dude, I can't believe that Chaya Raichik is Taylor Lorenz's sister. That's so funny. And of course it is. Of course it is. Dude, they're all family. We've been saying.
That comes from that process is a bliss far beyond anything that we can imagine with our biologically limited minds. Buck Dharma was absolutely correct when he assured us confidently, saying, "Don't fear the Reaper." The spirit is not individual. It seems to be born from the earth. It is one with the earth. We are the earth's mind.
What mostly scares me is just like not having finished what I want to finish, you know? I don't know what it is yet, but like I feel like I'm working towards something, you know? I guess that's just your whole life, right? You just like your life is the project. But I feel like I'm never ever going to be finished cuz I'm very curious and I love like I know I don't know anything and I love that, you know? So when I know everything, that's when it would get bored to me, you know? So I feel like until then it's like it's pretty cool to be here.
In motion. All individual.
And but it could be so much cooler if we took the assholes who make it bad and put them in a hole.
Individual human souls are attached to the earth spirit, like a fruit that blooms from a tree. When the fruit ripens, it falls from the tree. When the fruit ripens and falls from the tree, death greets us. It is then that we are released from the mother Gaia and into the bardo to possibly be reborn. What happens then is the great.
And where do we go then? Do we go into that stupid big bright light directly in front of us? We've had our physical bodies die lots of times. Our awareness is eternal. You'll just pick another body eventually somewhere else. That's cool, dude. So, okay, imagine this, right? You know how I've been taunting Peter Thiel to come sword fight me or whatever. If Peter Thiel actually showed up and he like tossed me a sword, I think I would just pretend like I would just pretend like I'm Neo, right? And just go with the flow, you know? Like, I feel like people often complicate things too much. Like, I took a tennis class once, and it's like the tennis coach wants you to break the swing down into 25 different motions, and you're like, bro, no, it's like, you gotta be like water. Like, it's not like a flick of the wrist and an elbow and it's not like all these little Jenga pieces or whatever. You like just gotta go with the flow. I feel like part of that just comes with confidence. So if Peter Thiel showed up with a sword, I would just take it and without thinking, just start going. Not crazy, but just like go with the flow, right? And I feel like in that moment, I would realize, bro, we are all Thoth. We're all each other. We're all one. We have all the information. We've always had it. We've lived this life 1,000,000 times. And then in that moment, it just like unlocks in my brain all the DevOps. And then I download all the machine guns and all the frickin' everything, right? And then just sing. And I chop Peter Thiel's head off. End of show. Like, I don't feel like that's too crazy. I feel like I'm capable of that. I know that no matter what, Peter Thiel could not beat me in anything. I know that for a fact. So that includes swords. I think I would just do it. What would you guys do? Just tosses you the sword. It's Peter Thiel. I think I'm doing it. There's like at worst a 50-50 shot that I'm dying. That's at worst, I think. And I think my chances are way higher. With Peter Thiel?
This mystery. But one thing is for sure, we move forward based on our mindset lumped sum at the time of death. And although it might be possible to move backwards, I suppose that it is only momentarily, like a whirlpool in a current that gets caught in a swirl going backwards for a brief time against the flow of the river, but eventually finds its way to sea just by relaxing as water.
Jamua said, family matters. What's Urkel's story? Yeah, dude, what is Urkel's story? Is he a street urchin? What is he doing?
Always does. We can see this illustrated symbolically in William Blake's painting, Jacob's Ladder. In a swirling spiral staircase, most souls are moving up to a tightening source toward the top. And although some of these souls need an extra hand in getting up the stairs, very few of them are actually walking backwards. But it's worth noting that the only ones walking backward are carrying books and scrolls that should obviously represent knowledge. Like the Buddha politely digressing from rejoining unity with God in order to descend back down to help teach the collective consciousness of humanity something of infinite importance. And if there is any question whether or not this epic painting is meant to represent death, well, there's a dead guy at the bottom there. And I am assuming that the dead guy is there to symbolize a dead guy. The only other angelic figure who seems to be walking backward down the staircase is carrying water.
I feel like this guy would be fun too. He might be a good friend of the show. Might have to start working on him.
Water on her head. This is obviously an ancient archetype for work that needs to be done. Also in the painting seems to be souls reuniting, as well as the top.
My sword would be a guillotine.
Boasting a great sun. I obviously don't have to tell you what the great sun represents, considering our prior videos on alchemical symbology, but what you might not know is that most of Dolores Cannon's hypnosis patients described God as a great central sun archetype. So let me ask you, what can possibly be easier than death? Some of the easiest things we can think of, making toast, sitting on the couch, or even just going to sleep. None of these things are even close to the ease and relaxation that comes with dying. It is quite literally the easiest and most natural thing we can do, and we do it every day, ironically fighting against it with every fiber of our ego. Very often, a doctor from the East will come to do work here in the West and be utterly surprised as to how hard we fight against death. Because when a person is in death process in India, for example, they are given hospice and a place to enter death as gracefully as possible. Here in the West, we will do just about anything to get Nana shoved into her 97th birthday. What could be more selfish than that? She is ready to go, and our suffering is coming from attachment, and I thought that the Buddha made it clear that that was a no-no. In fact, just recently in St. Louis as a construction worker, I saw a wonderfully painted cathedral that...
Dude, I love this, like, spiritual ass, like, emotionally mature construction worker with that fucking voice talking about spirituality and the black cube, man. That's cool. That's when people are freaking cool, dude.
Had been used for years as a safe place for the dying. I saw it get torn down and demolished. And what was put in its footprint, you might ask? Well, it turned into a cement parking garage for a hospital that was so busy saving lives that it had to be doubled in size, and the parking had to be more accessible. I mean, just look at the torture that we will inflict on patients stricken with cancer. We pulse dangerous radiation into their flesh and cause them to decay in great pain, hoping to kill the cancer at the same time. And I wonder if many years from now, we might look back on our medical practices with regret the same way that we look back on the Inquisition conducted by powerful...
Well, especially too now when you realize that all the medical decisions have been being made by motherfucking Nancy's for the last 100 years, dude. Think about that. That makes every single thing that we've ever been like, what the hell was up with that? Makes so much sense, dude. Dude, all the like weird genetic experiments and stuff. It's Nancy's. Nancy's taking Americans' leads, of course.
People who assumed that they were doing the right thing as well.
Because Nancy's looked to us for what to do, you know, in Germany. They were like, oh man, those reservations where they just pen them all up. That's smart. Let's do that.
Meanwhile, in the East, people with terminal conditions often line up at a particular river to be incinerated, then have their ashes scattered into the waters. While waiting in line to be incinerated, they are seen having casual conversations about what they had for breakfast and smiling. What do they know that we don't? Because acting this casual in the face of death cannot come from a system of belief. This must be something that they just know. When speaking to a person who has had an
See, yeah, I want that. I want that, like, chillness. I want to be like, oh, well, all right, have a good breakfast. I'm going to go die now. Bye.
near-death experience or has been resuscitated from death, we find a staggering amount of similarities.
Oh, shit, ad. Here, let's make fun of Taylor Lorenz for another minute. Let's see if she's emailed or if she's DM'd or yeah, what video was this? Enter Nirvana with me, guys. Come on, let's do a photo analysis. Okay. Now that my freaking brain juices are she hopped on my video yesterday like really fast. She hasn't hopped on this one. Huh. Weird. Where are you, Taylor?
Okay.
Taylor, we got to know the sister question.
Let's take a look at this tableau, right? This is a modern Renaissance painting. So this is from that fateful clash of the Titans.
All right, everyone's back.
In their stories. Parallels that cannot be chance happening. Science, of course, jumps in to conclude that this is a random firing of neurons in the brain, but let's keep in mind that this is also the same thing that they say about hallucinogens like ayahuasca. And I shouldn't have to tell you about the extremely effective and proven supernatural powers of ayahuasca. Not to mention, when you dig a little bit deep into the scientific explanations of NDEs, we always find that the materialistic scientist has minced the results to fit their particular dogmatic narrative. The same way that scientists found sugar to be perfectly safe in the 90s with research that was funded by Coca-Cola. One of you guys actually left a comment on a video about having a near-death experience, causing me to reach out to Mr. Eric Wold about it. And we spoke and he broke down his experience to me, and I was compelled to add it to my book. In his email, he said to me, I woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and as I entered, I lost absolute control and my body fell to the floor. I remember a rush of light that brought me to a place that is very hard to describe. One of the bigger things I remember was the warm, embracing light that absolutely consumed me. The light was a color I couldn't explain, and it doesn't exist in this universe, but it was...
Dude, see, that's like... It's like the aliens and the UFOs, right? It's always the same shit. Like they're always kind of describing the same stuff. Like I can't imagine that all these people are all making this shit up, you know? Like there's got to be some truth to all of this, right? I don't know. Dude, I can't wait to punch Thoth right in the nose. Not out of anger or anything. I'm just going to be like, I bet you've never had that happen to you before, huh, Thoth?
It's very bright. I remember the feeling I experienced was finally...
He's like, what do you mean? You've been here a billion times. Of course you've done it every time.
whole. I felt absolute complete, loved, warm, and like all my worries and pain were left behind. In life, I experienced a lot of heartache and pain, so there's always this empty spot in my heart that I could never fill. But the place I went to, it didn't matter. That hole was gone, and I felt...
But I think that's the thing that about death that's scary, right? Is that, or not scary, but just sad that like... What I started thinking about the last few years was that like it feels like this world is for you to like go out and collect all of your freaking best friends, right? Your mission is to go out and find all the best people that you vibe with all the time, you know? So you find Nicole and Dante and you find your freaking, you know, all your kidders and all this whatever and then I always used to think of it as like, well, and then once you die, you're done. But then I was like, well, whatever. I don't believe in like evangelical God or like Methodist God or any of those organized religion gods, but I can imagine whatever I want. So I was like, at the end of it, you get to keep all of your frickin' friends and you guys all meet together when they all pass, and then y'all just wait for each other, and then you go off and to your own, you know, wherever you want to go. The moon. You can go pick wherever you want to go. And then you and all your friends that you made in the life, you get to go hang. So that makes it less lonely and stuff, but I dig this guy's stuff.
felt like I was finally home. I remember a group of entities talking to me about how much is out there in the whole universe and how small we are. There were no faces.
Dude, that everyone keeps saying that shit too. That's cool.
I could remember, or voices that I could say I recognized. However, the weird thing was, I felt like we were connected. After seeing the different amazing things they
And that's the other thing too, is I feel like when you die, you like lose all these, you know, these people that you knew and all these, your animals, like, it feels like it, you know, like maybe that was worthless, but maybe it's not true that you lose all of them, you know? Like, yeah, like the energy cannot be created or destroyed or whatever. So it's somewhere, right? The information is there somehow. So maybe it's not worthless. Maybe they do get to come with you, you know? Who knows? But it's like the last great adventure.
showed me. I remember thinking this was finally it, and I no longer had to suffer. But they told me I was not done yet, and it wasn't my time. I came back to my body, and the whole experience put me in a very deep and hard depression. It was like home, and peace was ripped from me. I wanted it back so very badly. For a long time, I was scared to talk to anyone because of what others might think. But I
But wouldn't it also make you feel like, oh, well, that's cool. Well, I know that's there now. I feel like that would give you, but maybe the feeling of it was so good that, like, yeah, it sucks to be back at this. Trump's the president.
finally decided to talk to my mother about it, considering she was an RN. I felt like her advice would be helpful, and maybe she could tell me if I was just losing my mind or not. She explained to me that my father experienced something similar that put him in a depression after coming back. Years later, after the experience, I met the love of my life, and we overcame so many life-changing battles. Now we have a baby boy on the way. I now understand what they meant when they said I had more work to do. And the experience has changed my life drastically on a spiritual level. I wish everyone could experience it, but I feel like not everyone is strong enough to pull themselves out of it, that being the regurgitation back into the black cube, I suppose. So I have no proof to show for it, but I can honestly say that I'm looking forward to the afterlife. And Eric and I have kept in touch since he wrote this to me, and this experience has stayed with him, to say the least. While speaking with Eric, it became clear to me that he was not looking for attention by sharing the story, but was eager for other people to know about how beautiful it was. It also occurred to me that he was not aware of the multiple parallels that his story has with millions and millions of others, causing me to conclude that these kind of stories have to be looked for and sought out by us, despite how common they are. Why? Why do we hide this kind of beauty from each other? Viewers of this channel know damn well of my admiration of the ancient Vedic texts, including the Bhagavad Gita. So you guessed it, let's read some of my favorite quotes concerning death and life. Should be more smooth with these transitions, probably.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'll edit the
Bun
awkward.
found something good. Oh, brother. Dude. Them be pyramids. There's pyramids on Antarctica, yo. Like, okay, hey, can we stop doing this BS? Can we stop pretending like Peter Thiel's running the world, and can we all just go like figure out the pyramids? Can we see if the pyramids will do anything cool for us? Like, maybe the mission here is to turn the pyramids on. Like, maybe this is a video game and we're just going to let them sit there. What if we turned them on, though? Like, what if we went and turned all of them on? That would be sick. Then that's what causes the pole shift. Probably. Why? So, okay, so these pyramids are always like these three buildings, right? And that's supposed to be Orion or whatever, or one of the dippers. But it also has to have a different purpose, right? Like, it's got to have an Earth purpose, right? What is it? Like, does a ship park over it? Does it blast? Like, oh yeah, look, because like, are these perfectly in line, these peaks right here? Or just a little bit off to whatever the star system is? You know what I mean? Like, see how it goes like straight across there? And I can't really tell with this one, but dude, that's like straight up not a freaking real shape that you would see in nature. That's a fucking pyramid, dog. I think on the Miro board, that's another section that I want to build out. Maybe we should start tracking all of where all of these pyramids are, and like, you know, we'll get like a big map, and then have like the little pinpoints where they are, and then have like a little blown up section for each little city that they're in, and start, because I want to start. I feel like if we started seeing this shit visually, maybe it would help us understand what the purpose was, right? Like, is it just like it's just like the Tesla, like it beams energy all over so that there's energy available, or is it like a different, like a spaceship charger or something? You know what I mean? I feel like if we start mapping that might help us. That would be fun. Because there's Teotihuacan or whatever in Mexico. There's the pyramids in Egypt. There's, I think, are they in Serbia or Turkey? And then there's Machu Picchu, Antarctica. Are there pyramids at North Pole? I feel like there's got to be one at the North Pole, right? If there's one at the South Pole, come on. Dude, what if we convince the whole world to turn the frickin' pyramids back on? Let's go. Let's do it. Why not? It'd be way more fun than sitting here voting for Joe Biden again.
Out. The soul is never born, and it never dies. The soul is not something that exists at one time and then vanishes the next. The soul is not something that does not exist at one time and then took birth and came into being subsequently. It is unchanging, eternal, and primeval. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. Another quote here: weapons cannot cleave the soul. Fire cannot burn it. Water does not wet or drown. It does not do wind dry it. So obviously the translation there gets a little bit caught up in semantics there. By the way, on that last quote, don't fill the comments up with "is water wet" philosophy. That argument is all just arguing over mouth noises. Just as a human casts off worn-out clothing, puts on a new, the soul too casts off old bodies and enters into new ones. Gita 2:22. Just as the soul dwelling in the body passes through childhood, youth, and old age, in a similar manner, it travels from one body to another. Therefore, the wise do not get deluded over these changes. Gita 2:13. Last one here. When the soul enters a body, it becomes the master of that body. And when it leaves the body at death, it takes the mind and senses along with it. Just as the wind takes fragrances from their sources, being the flowers in this case, in this example. Gita 15:8. You are the driver and the mechanic of the most important vehicle that this universe has yet to create. You are on the leading edge of sentient matter, an ever-fluxing motion. To squander this gift is to be like a bird that can sing but won't. While we are alive in this body, we have the highest demand and opportunity to learn what conscious form does and acts like in physical reality. We will then take what we have learned and add it to the cosmic library, often referred to as the Akashic Records. What the purpose of this library is, we can only speculate, but if you look into death and the self with a capital S deeply enough, though, you will see that the answer is there.
Dude, the library is it like the Westworld library? Like John H. Meyer, Beast Mode John, he is insistent that the world is Westworld.
Waiting for you, and in some strange way, depending on you. You can quote me on this when I say, die first, then quit. Then restart again with pride to be part of this ever mysterious process. Your purpose is far greater than paying bills and tracking your credit score. You can feel this in your bones, in your heart, in your...
That's what I mean. So let's stop with the charade, because it's only a couple goofballs making us do the charade.
Your soul. You may break the toxic cycles of your generation and pass that torch to the next generation to further expand.
Dude, this is my construction worker, bro. This is like there's another guy on TikTok that, lays in his hammock and feeds the squirrel and talks about, or the chipmunk, and talks about philosophy and stuff all the time. And I think he does concrete or something. Hi, Duder. He does concrete, and he talks about big philosophical shit while he's on lunch with all of his construction bros. I love that.
The developing process of this game.
Oh, look at Birdman in the house. Thoth. He's like, hey guys, hey, it's me, Thoth. What's up? I'll see you in a couple millennia.
in an upward and forward direction. A game that has no obvious end game, but to continue evolving. You are both the teacher and the student in this paradox, where the student teaches the teacher. We learn from our children more than they learn from us, as they are, in fact, the next step in this eternal process. So,
I think about that all the time, dude. I learn stuff from kids. I learn stuff from old people. I learn stuff from animals. Like, if you're listening, you can learn stuff from it. Like, you could probably learn something from a freaking rock if you wanted to, you know? You just gotta listen.
Is it possible that raw sentience, despite being infinite, can grow and expand itself? Or is the process of growth, hence the ability to change, restricted to the realms outside of a first sentient source? In other words, if Earth is a classroom meant to further develop our souls, is it possible that it also goes the other way? Is there a way for beings inhabiting higher realms to grow themselves through the usage of our lower realms? Well, the book of Job has a very confusing plot. It seems to indicate that God is capable of torturing a righteous man while rubbing elbows with the devil in order to test this man's faith. And that external and literal interpretation of the scripture is one that turns many people away from these sacred texts. But you are watching Library of the Untold right now, so let's find out if the story has a much deeper meaning. In his book, Answer to Job, Carl breaks down God's response to Job's prayer in a way that no person has yet to do so in our time. Jung wonders if this story is a metaphor for God or one's higher self to further develop its own sentience through the art of suffering. This would indicate that a primordial first cause was not fully conscious of right from wrong until going through this turmoil as Job. Jung seemed to indicate that he had to wrench himself free of God in a way in order to find the unity within himself that God seeks through man. He's quoted as saying, "One cannot avoid the shadow unless one remains neurotic. The shadow is the block which separates us most effectively from the divine voice." Now, the backlash that Grandpa Carl received from theologians was so heavy that before he died, he wrote a letter to some of his followers and critics saying the following: "I have failed in my foremost task to open people's eyes to the fact that man has a soul, and there is a buried treasure in the field, and that our religion and philosophy are in a lamentable state." The concept pervades here that
yeah, I feel like people look at, like, I feel like the religion and spirituality, the religious stuff, people would be more into if it wasn't seen as like this, here's what it is. It's like, it's not a conversation, you know? It's not, definitely not presented that way. Maybe it is, but that's why I kind of feel like I've never been a spiritual or like a religious person at all, but I feel like the spiritual stuff I've kind of been getting into just because, I don't know if it's age or what, but also, you know, like this black cube shit is weird, and I know something's going on. There's some, you know, some weird symbolic shit that's like burned into us or something, or we're fucking a simulation. Who the hell knows? But some mysterious shit's going on, and I bet if they weren't so rigid, if these religions weren't such like rigid things that like, you know, this is what it is, this is how you do it, and this is the right answer. The right answer is that the church gets to diddle kids. Like, I'm not cool with that, but if we could talk about maybe a compromise or middle ground there, or more like closer to my side, maybe we could chat, you know?
Great suffering in life is the one and only key to...
Dude, now I see the fucking black cube and everything. Look right here. Deep, deep, deep. This is a cube. Even in all the circle shapes. Dude, hell yes. We're going to unlock it. We're going to unlock our
wisdom
brains.
and actualization of the higher self. Suffering that is embraced and controlled leads to a bliss and understanding. Darkness leads to light. Death leads to life. When death enters, there will be no one left to grieve. And this is a final truth with no riddles attached. In the Tibetan Book of the Dead, rites of passage are spoken to the dying to guide him through the passageways of the bardo and warn of any obstacles that might lead us back into the cycle of samsara. The idea here is to transcend to the next stage of development. Definitely worth a side note is that these passages are spoken to the dead. We are just now learning in science today that the inner ear canal is the first organ to develop in the fetus, and it is the last organ to die. die, giving us a possible another video on cymatics and the importance of sound concerning the the connection of the more subtle higher realms, the lower gross realms of the physical down in this bitch that we have here today. In the Egyptian Book of the Dead, there is a notion of weighing the heart against a feather. If your heart is lighter than a feather at ease, you are to transcend onto the next stage of development. But if your heart should be heavier, there's a different fate to follow, one that will involve more learning. So both of these so-called books of the dead and many others are interestingly similar in their notions of being able to break free from burden and to be born into a different kind of reality altogether. But they are realities where all of the paradoxes and riddles of life have been solved. But to gain access, we must be comfortable with our fate and at ease with how we have conducted ourselves in this life, to be able to have the opportunity to experience this kind of greatest of all truths firsthand. That is absolute freedom. If you practice righteousness, you have nothing to worry about. If you are true, you have nothing to do. And waiting there is safety in the art of letting go. So ironically, it seems as though death is not the greatest mystery after all. Life is.
Dude, dude, is this one of his songs? I hope so. This is cool. Hey, you know I'm gonna appreciate someone who has a freaking outro, who creates an outro to his freaking show. Hell yeah, that's awesome. This is like special. This is for just this one episode. Hell yeah.
Certitude, the fermentation of misfortune, the weeping of sand into colored glass, display of perdition, and wisdom to glean, looking the insight before the equanimity is all they seek, and so far unseen, born of the sun, all your effort is just suffering for one. Wisdom obtained by mistake. Put down your sword. Every method is just proof that you have lost. Attached to nothing, connected to everything. Stage me, open my eyes. Telling a story, ideating up words, into the metal, then utopia doesn't work. We were meant to feel pain, wisdom obtained by mistake, unholy sun, bear your serpents.
CatDad reaches his mid-30s and finds spirituality. Welcome to the party. Black Q party, baby.
Reacting is all I see, blind by the sun. Bear your serpent with the fruit that you have won. All your effort is just suffering for one.
This is kind of hyping me up, dude. I love this guy.
feel pain. Wisdom obtained by mistake. Unholy sun, bear your serpents with the fruit that you have won.
I hate when this thing comes up at the end. I want to see it in full. Dude, okay, this guy has to officially become a friend now. Library of the Untold. We love him. Dude, his shit is very cool. He's like one of those dudes, he just marches at his own drum. Maybe we'll check this out tomorrow. Mars. I like this guy. He's got his own style. He's doing his own thing here. He's got fucking 6-minute epic jams at the end of his episodes. Let's go. I love him. All right, dudes. Let's freaking wrap it up for tonight. Let's call it. Let's call it a show. Oh, where is my... Goodbye, Nancy's 4. Where's my recently played? Dummy. There it is. The sweet release. Winky. Winky. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Wink! Winky boo! She wants a dinner, but she's too damn sweet, so she doesn't get fed tonight. Thanks everyone for coming tonight. I hope you had fun. I did. I know I did. Here's the pyramid from the bunny. Hey, little Taylor, just so you know, you are not going to pass this challenge. The point of being here on Earth is not to be cruel. You're a witch, but not a cool witch like a knitwitch. You're a bad witch. You're like the wicked witch. Yeah, Taylor, I don't know if the point of the game of life is to go around and get your sister to be like a turf and then platformer.
Told me I see you before, but I always fall. I see
hey, Riot or Righteous, your name is Lorenz.
He said, all things past.
What do you think? If your sister said, little sister, do you want to work for P13 for free? And then we'll do a white supremacy.
I've seen it all before. I've been there. I've seen my hopes and dreams lying on the ground. I've seen the sky.
Painful, agonizing interview of the list of TikTok activists. That's her sister. Yes, it is. Hey, that's not her person. Little TikTok. It's just Taylor's sister. Hey, Taylor, hey. Peter, pumpkin eater. Hey, you should fire Taylor because she's doing a real shit job. She should have left Nicole out of the loop. Goodbye, Taylor. Mossad's gonna fire you. Goodbye, Taylor. We're not gonna miss you. Goodbye, Taylor. And take your witch sister with you. Try a right chick, shame on you. Hey, try a right chick, Chaya. We don't not fuck with Taylor either, baby. We do not fuck with Taylor, no we do not. Because she's just a fraud. She's a conservative freak. She's just a turf who hides as a freaking leftist. She's dumb as hell and I see right through her BS. You better delete your account before we embarrass you. We coming, Taylor. You shouldn't have made that video. You should have stayed the frick out of it, boy. You definitely should. And don't even say that I called you a boy and you're all mad about it. It was an accident. It was just a little slip, you know? It was like, hey, man. I didn't say it, but still stands. Damn it. I fucked it, guys. Oh, no, that was a new window I didn't have loop on. Perfect. Well, great show, guys. Sorry I'm a little tired here, but that's okay. It's just another day, right? Tomorrow, or Wednesday, wait, today's Wednesday. Friday, we're going to do, I don't know. I think Hanky's coming either Friday or Sunday, okay, guys? So, have a freaking slamming night. I appreciate you. Dude, and yeah, thanks again. What are we at? We're at like 40 freaking Subaroos? That's crazy. All right, guys, have a good night. Appreciate you. See you tomorrow. Well, on TikTok, but all right, bye.